WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning, and it's Friday. Welcome to Friday.
Good morning, Bill.
Fridays are special days, don't you think?
I do.
And,
I think they should all be Fridays, followed by 2 days
so,
off.
too.
I think
Yeah.
every day should be that way.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on it. I will say that this is not just any Friday. It's the Friday before the Kentucky Derby. And it does look like we have a few days of sunshine, but chilly, unfortunately. And then we warm back up into the, I think, low 70s. And then 60s, and then it cools
50s.
off, and then we cool off all over again. So, welcome to springtime in central New York.
Yeah, all the days can't be summer, so just take advantage of the ones that are.
I have good news. The man who beat Jamie Ding, is that the Asian's name?
Yes.
The man who beat Jamie Ding was defeated last night, and the facial expression, annoying, moron Jeopardy contestant has left the building with only 2 wins, which means we probably will never have to see him again if you watch Jeopardy.
He was crinkling his face. And,
Did you watch it?
It was legitimate. No, but I'll tell you this.
Everybody's got to be talking about it.
I got multiple messages from people saying, thank God, I'm so happy he lost. Let me see here. I got another comment that
I
says,
did too. It was like,
Greg lost on Jeopardy, thank God. I also got that message 4 times from people.
I'm telling you that this latest run has been like watching, well, listen, as a Mets fan, of course I need a distraction, right?
Yeah.
And yesterday, oh my God. And I don't know that a managerial change is that's you, Davey.
That's him.
Oh, Davey. Who is Tamara, Davey? Ooh. 315 area code.
Oh. Get him
Davey.
in trouble.
Totally. I think it was like a telemarketing call. Where was I? Oh, I'm not sure a managerial change is. This team just has been, number one, decimated. Is either old or young or injured. That's where we are. And I just don't think there's any chemistry. Lindor, how you want to know on his progress? I saw him in the dugout come out and limp back in. He's still limping, so I don't expect him to be back anytime soon. So and you know Soto, sorry, coming around, hitting the ball. Alvarez hitting the ball. There are those who are, but you can't put anything together, nothing together, and God forbid 2 wins together. It's terrible. But it's Kentucky Derby Day tomorrow.
Yes, it is. I have the horse names here if you
there are
interested. There's 20 of them, but
I
have a local tie-in. I'm forcing a local tie-in here.
Okay, all right. And Scott in Kirkville will give us his picks later on. He says this is the one race where you can win because there are so many horses in the race.
Yes, and it's great because
long shot possibilities.
Yes, the odds, it's usually worth the win. Sometimes you get in these the other races that are in the Triple Crown, and there's 8 horses or 9 horses. You hit all 3, and you go, "Wow, I won $6.
Yeah,
great."
Yeah. Here you can walk away. So what do we? What's the local tie?
Well, I'm forcing the local tie.
Okay.
Okay. Right. There's a horse named Potente, I believe. Potente. And if you change the OT to IC, it's Pacente.
Pacente Potente. I like it.
Okay, so here we go.
Right.
We have the favorite, I believe, is Renegade. And then I'm just going to go down in order. Not by odds.
I like Renegade.
Just their place.
Renegade is the favorite?
Renegade is a 4-1.
Okay.
And I think that's the best odds I've seen. There's a couple 6-1s and an 8-1. But 4-1, is the best odds. All right, we have Renegade, Albus, Intrepido, if I'm saying that right, Litmus Test, Right to Party, Commandment, Dannon Bourbon, So Happy, The Puma, Wonder Dean, Incredibolt, Chief Wallaby, Silent Tactic, Potente, Emerging Market, Pavlovian, Six Speed, Further Ado, Golden Tempo.
Wow, some of these names.
Full Effort, Great White, and I think that's Ocelli, Ocelli, Ocelli. I think.
Let me ask you and give you a chance to win Hobike's free money question of the day. You name the song by the lyrics. This was on Jeopardy last night, but he delivered it a little differently. You name the song by the lyrics. Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life. From the long arm. From the long arm of the law.
Yeah, I know this. I guess I might know a couple lyrics to the song.
Lawman has put an end to my running, and I am so far from my home. The jig is up. The news is out. They finally found me. The renegade.
Oh, okay.
Who had it made. Retrieved for a bounty. Renegade Styx, 1970-something.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got Styx.
Okay, well, we'll have some picks from Scott and Kirkville on the 8 o'clock hour. We'll do that. Willie Waffle coming up in a few for any entertainment, streaming, movies, all that stuff going on the weekend.
Well, I have to ask him, too. I wonder, is Mortal Kombat 2 one of his movies? Actually, you know what? I think that comes out next weekend.
Lieutenant Mike Curley, we want to get a rundown of what they now know about this Fabian Tramontaine or whatever his name is, the alleged perpetrator who allegedly got into the military truck over at the pot place and drove it basically into the side of the building.
No, he's not the person. Fabian.
That's not the person.
He's the one that killed his son
you're right. The kid who did the that's a terrible story, by the way.
He got sentenced the other day.
The one who's charged with the military truck has a unique name also.
Yeah,
but
like
no home, right? It looks like maybe homeless. I don't know. Anyway, he'll describe what went down in that. In the video that's out there, you can see it's still up on our news site, WIBX950.com. Louise Roman is the president, Local 1249. That's the president of the union that handles the sheriff's department, including COs and et cetera, et cetera. Not happy with a Republican candidate who's running against Sheriff Machel, who basically came out and took credit, according to Roman, took credit for the negotiations in this really historic agreement between the county and the union. It's a big one. And it means a lot. But Pearl, basically saying that the reason this happened is because I'm running against Machel, and it just basically in a nutshell, my existence alone caused this deal to be in the race, caused this deal to be secured, which Roman has taken a great deal of issue with. They've been working on this for quite some time. Certainly the county executive, I don't think happy with that statement, considering this took a lot of work. And you know what? Retention and recruitment, big deal right now for the county and for the sheriff and for the county executive when it comes to COs. Yeah. And actually, it's a big deal for any job today, it seems.
Yeah, it
retention, recruitment.
For those industries looking to not go with AI, you are looking to find good qualified people and hold on to them. So they bumped up the starting salary. I believe it's currently at $58,000.
And there's the benefits are it's a really good deal. And we'll have Roman to speak about that a little later on. Also this morning I mentioned Scott.
I get what he's saying though. The candidate Pearl. And I'm not saying he's right, but I'm not surprised he's saying it. He's saying because there's a challenger in the race or a legitimate challenger, if one of the criticisms is these people are underpaid or they're not happy, I use that term, these people. If these people are underpaid and not happy, well, let's solve this issue, and it's one less angle to be attacked on. I'm not saying that's the reason that they bumped it to $58,000 or that they met these obligations. But I'm not shocked to hear a candidate say that.
I would tell you that I am, and I disagree with you, and here's why. You have to think about your statements. And I understand you're as an opponent of Sheriff Machel, you're going to try to target Machel and say he's doing this wrong, he's doing that wrong, he's all of these things, and just having me there in the race and coming up and talking about putting a deal together. He knew he had to do a deal, so they did a deal. But the problem is, just as influential and important in that deal is the union, all the members of the union, and the county executive. These are people you would have to rely on if you want to have a valid contention for the sheriff's position. So if you're going to make that statement, you better make sure you're not going to anger everybody else. The only person you want to target is your opponent, and that's not what happened here. I haven't heard from Machel on this, but I've heard from everybody else, and they're all angry about it, considering all the work that went into it. And it is and we'll have the county executive on next week to talk about it. It is a historic agreement, and it does come down to retention and recruitment. The only way you're going to get people is if you sweeten the pot a little bit today.
All I'm saying is I could see, let's say if I was running for mayor of the city of Utica and the police union was unresolved, the police negotiation, the deal for the union, what's the word I want to use, the new contract was unresolved, I would say, and I'm sick and tired of the police department being overlooked. When I get in there, we're gonna get this deal done, and we're gonna meet them halfway or whatever. And then all of a sudden, if there's a deal made, no, that's no longer a talking point for your campaign. That's the only point I'm making.
And if I were your advisor, I would say I'd be careful with this one because you could really piss off a lot of people. So that's it'll be interesting to see what Pearl has to say. We've not talked to Sheriff Machel on it. And then the others involved, Luis Roman will be on today, county executive next week. So why don't
then Jared Pearl, let's get him on next week as well if we can, Smitty.
Well, I said we're already on that.
I'm sorry.
Already on that.
You were disagreeing, so I stopped listening.
And I'm really not disagreeing. I'm just kind of disagreeing. Does that make any sense a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let Manasseh do an update.
We're your neighbors, friends, and your family. We care about our community, your business, and most important, you.
We support charities like the United Way, McMahon Ryan Child Advocacy Center, who are the members of IBW Local 43 and NECA Contractors. You don't just see our work, you live it. From the JMA Wireless Dome, hospitals, schools, and city buildings, the IBEW is part of the community.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250 micro to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
Advantage Gold, America's #1 precious metals company, is sounding the alarm that a storm is coming and that now is the time to diversify your portfolio before it's too late. That's why we're offering an emergency gold and silver protection kit valued at $49, absolutely free for anyone who calls today at 800-900-8000. This kit includes critical information for investors with a retirement account seeking to own physical gold and silver, but want to do it tax and penalty free. Advantage Gold has helped investors protect and secure their wealth with physical gold and silver since 2014. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 and we'll rush your emergency gold and silver kit plus a free copy of Ken Rogoff's book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. See how gold and silver can help you protect and secure your wealth with the help of Advantage Gold. Results vary. Consult your tax advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Bill, we have some morning sunshine, but a chilly start. Right now, 33 degrees at 641. The Trump administration is asking other countries to join a coalition with the U.S. to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. An internal State Department cable sent to U.S. diplomats around the world this week said the coalition, called the Maritime Freedom Construct, would help coordinate diplomatic efforts, be aligned on sanctions, and share information to help with safe transit through the waterway south of Iran. White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting suspect Cole Allen is staying behind bars. On Thursday, he waived his right to challenge detention before his trial. The 31-year-old Caltech graduate is facing several charges, including attempting to assassinate President Trump. Meanwhile, Trump is approving construction of an oil pipeline from Canada to Wyoming. It's part of an ongoing effort to revive parts of the canceled Keystone XL pipeline. If it's completed, it could increase crude exports from Canada to the U.S. by more than 12%. President Trump says he is eliminating tariffs on Scotch whiskey in honor of the King and Queen. The announcement capped off King Charles and Queen Camilla's 4-day trip to the United States. The president made the announcement on his Truth Social account on Thursday. Trump said the move will strengthen the relationship between Scottish and Kentucky bourbon distillers who have been lobbying for the administration to eliminate the 10% tariff on whiskey for months.
So a couple of interesting things on two stories you just said. First of all, on Scotch, it used to be, and it might still be today, we should look it up, where the Kennedy family, this started with Joseph Kennedy, the dad, receives money every time a bottle of Scotch comes into the United States. It was a deal that was cut many, many years ago, Scotch only. That's interesting. And Cole, what's the guy's name that
Cole Allen.
Cole Allen is facing some serious charges, all at the same time, while David Allen Coe, is it David Allen Cole? Just died. Country legend. Sorry, that was stupid.
I have one more for you, and this is up Smitty's alley. The estate of former NASCAR driver Greg Biffle facing a wrongful death lawsuit connected to the North Carolina plane crash that killed the Biffle family and 3 others late last year. Filings in court this week show the estate of pilot Dennis Dutton and his son Jack are suing the Biffles for $1.5 million. The lawsuit claims the airplane, owned by Greg Biffle, was not properly maintained.
What do you think of that, Davey?
It's too bad. Greg Biffle was a great driver.
All right.
I understand that they got to do what they got to do, you know.
It is what it is.
Maybe he shouldn't have been flying. I know he wasn't too exactly piloted, and you know.
You know, I think Cher should be here and slap you in the face and say, "Snap out of it, Davey. Come on, man. Come on."
Yeah, and while she's here, she can give a backhand to Mother Nature. We're at 33 degrees on May 1st.
We could use it. This is terrible.
The unseasonably chilly weather continuing to spill on in. The coldest mornings yet to come. Snowflakes in the Adirondacks, you betcha. Could we see a snowflake tonight? Maybe. Sunshine today, 55. Tonight, the mid-30s, which means the North Country colder and maybe a shower or two into early tomorrow morning. Wet snowflake possible, especially north. Tomorrow, developing sunshine, 55. Sunny Sunday, 53. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stitchick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
What I'm saying, it just seems like you're kind of... Oh, I'm sorry. It just seems like you're bummed out today, and we're trying to cheer you up. That's all, Davey.
I'm okay.
All right. I'm okay. I wouldn't be okay either with this weather. What is it now?
33. Some frost is trying to form on your window this morning as we speak.
We have Willie Waffle coming up, and what are you watching right now? We'll speak with Willie coming up in a second. Stand by. People of all different ages deal with pain, and you know what? Yeah.
Could you turn my thing off? My thing just froze up, so I have to reboot it.
You know, the funny thing is, I totally know what he's talking about. Done. And I'll take a break before we go to Willie. We're talking about pain, hip pain, back pain, knee pain, could all be coming from where? Your feet. It's true. Arch Support Specialist, the Good Feet Store, here to help. Everything's made in the USA, and there's a lifetime warranty on everything. So this is something you do once, and there's a free, no obligation personalized fitting waiting for you. You just walk in. They'll show you where your step may be off, and that is possibly what's causing your pain. And then they'll show you the solution. Just walk in. No appointment needed. The Good Feet Store, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-342-0393 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-342-0393. That's 800-342-0393. What do you have to lose? Call 800-342-0393. Again, 800-342-0393.
Hi, Billy Mays here with the brand new Keeler Kill Switch. When that morning show starts yapping about something you can't stand, don't reach for the dial. Just press this big red button and BAM!
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning, and good morning. On the line right now is our man, Willie Waffle. Willie, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing today?
Doing well. So it is I'm sure you're dealing with the same cold weather that we're dealing with here. It's just terrible.
Yes. I've been enjoying the chill. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, all right.
I like it when it's cool out. You know, I stepped out last night out of the movie theater. There was a little bit of a chill in the air. It felt nice to me.
Did you see The Devil Wears Prada 2?
That's where I was last night.
Okay, it's amazing what I know. It's amazing. All right, what are your thoughts on this sequel?
You know, it's a fun sequel. I think, you know, in a lot of ways, it's very much a fan service kind of movie, right? They're bringing back all the characters you loved, all the actors and actresses you loved. And the idea here is that the movie is taking place 20 years later after the first movie, and Miranda Priestley, played by Meryl Streep, is in trouble. Her whole publishing world is collapsing. The whole business is different, and her job is somewhat in jeopardy. And one person has been called in to try to save her. It is her old assistant, Anne Hathaway, who now is grown and a well-known journalist and wants to, for some reason, try to help this woman. And so, I think in a lot of ways, it's fun, it's campy, it's got some silliness to it. I think that there is, like I said, a love for the characters, a love for kind of the world that they created that you get to see playing out 20 years later. It feels like a realistic sequel, too. I mean, it doesn't feel too forced. It doesn't feel phony. It's just kind of a decent time. I'm at 3 waffles. I thought it was pretty solid.
Wow. All right, that's pretty good. That'd be worth getting out there into the theater and checking it out, I would say.
I think so. I mean, if you're a fan. I mean, and I think that's the cool thing about this week. I think there's a little something for everybody, for depending on what you want. Like, under normal circumstances, I would probably not go see The Devil Wears Prada.
Right,
okay,
right.
I did this one because it's the job.
I see that. Like, I would go because my wife is like, I want to go see this, and then we would go. Although we'll probably wait for the stream.
Well, consider the source, Bill. Willie did say that he liked the chill in the air last night.
That is
Meanwhile,
true.
You and I are over here under blankets,
shivering. All right, there are two online streaming series. These are these are both series. Widow's Bay. Let's start with that one on Apple TV Plus.
This is really cool. So this, like you said, Apple TV Plus. There's going to be about 10 episodes total. It stars Matthew Rhys. If you are a fan of The Americans, that's the guy. Okay, and he plays this town of this little the mayor of this little seaside New England town, and he wants to increase tourism. He wants to turn it into the next Bar Harbor, the next Martha's Vineyard, and all the locals are against it because they claim the town is cursed, that nobody could ever leave, that bad things always happen. And it's kind of this, it's a comedy themed horror movie. So, basically Matthew Rhys is ignoring all the things around him that make all of us convinced, yes, this place is currently cursed, okay? There's all sorts of hauntings. There's all sorts of horrible things that happened in the past. If you take a walk through the historical society, all it is headlines of just disaster after disaster after disaster. And you're waiting and wondering, when will the mayor figure this out? And he's starting to figure it out as the tourists are coming, and maybe they need to be stopped. I mean, I think that Matthew Rhys is hilarious. He's this very kind of uptight guy. You get a lot of comedy out of just the stress and the tension he's going through and his reactions to it. I like the horror bits. I mean, the second episode I think is probably the best one so far, where the mayor is challenged to spend the night in an old haunted hotel, and we see all the things that happened to him that night. I think it's refreshing. I think it's very funny. I'm at 3.5 waffles.
Wow.
I think it's fantastic.
That's Widow's Bay. I saw the preview on that yesterday. Man on Fire. This is on Netflix.
Yeah, this is another really fantastic one, and I had my warning, or I had my doubts, right? Like, okay, they're going to try to take a great Denzel Washington movie and make it into a series, and they don't have Denzel. This could not work. But it does. It works fantastically. And it works fantastically because you've got Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who is taking over the Denzel role. And it's a very similar story. They've actually changed it around a little bit. He's still a special forces vet. He's haunted by something that happened in the past. His old colleague is trying to pull him back into the business. And so he goes to Rio de Janeiro for a job. And there's a disaster that strikes. And now he's on the run trying to protect this teen girl on the streets of Rio de Janeiro because there's just corruption all around. It is an action. It is an action-packed series. It is intense. It is. I think Mateen is absolutely brilliant in the lead role. He is a very charming, very intense guy as well. You completely believe that this guy can take care of business. He is. I don't want to say he's as good as Denzel Washington. He's right up there in this role, though. Wow. I think you got a real big winner here. I'm at 3.5 waffles on Man on Fire too.
All right. Wow. Have you seen Rooster?
I've seen a little bit of Rooster. I watched a couple of episodes, and I just I fell off by the wayside.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. I mean, I like Steve Carell, and I thought it was a good role for him. I liked that it was a little bit on the wacky side.
Yeah.
I saw the first couple of episodes where his daughter has her issues with her ex-husband, and I don't want to give away.
And that really becomes the theme of the series.
It does. Okay. So now you liked it.
I'm going to say this. I started. It's one of those where back when Pitt was on, and maybe there was another one. My wife would be like, "You want to watch an episode of Rooster?" And I'm like, I don't know what else is, because it's not one of those you're going to say, "Wow, it's not like Pitt." The Pit.
Right.
You're going to, and actually we were at dinner last night, and the bartender said, "So what are you guys watching and streaming?" And she said, "Have you seen Rooster?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we have been watching it." And she said, "Well, it's funny. I kind of like it, and I watch it." I think that's a very good description of it. It's not going to knock your socks off, but when you don't have anything else to do, it's good. Carell's really good. It's worth watching. Yeah,
and
it's so bad, Willie. It's so bad that the bartenders are asking us. So, what are you watching? What's Willie? What does Willie say?
Well, for people who don't know, I mean, the idea of the show is that Steve Carell is a very famous like pulp writer, if you will. He writes a series of books about a detective or a kind of a James Bondian kind of figure. And he gets an opportunity to work at the same college where his daughter is working, and he sees this as an opportunity to get closer to her as she's going through a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it's worth watching. And then the other statement that she made that I got to tell you, she's spot on.
Let me guess. Mm-hmm. She went, "What do you think about Trump?" No.
Well, we leave those conversations away from the alcohol. So she said, "What did you think of the finale?" This is how she said it. "Is the pit over?" I'm like, "Yeah, season 2 is done." She said, "That was the last episode? That's it?" And I think everybody walked away from the final episode of the pit saying, "That's it?" I thought there would be more, and there wasn't.
Well, I think that, a couple of things leave some people feeling that way. Number one, last season, the Pit's first season, was so tied up in that one incident, that one mass casualty incident, that there was a lot of high drama, and it was the worst day you could ever imagine in the emergency room. The second season has been a bad day. Don't get me wrong; it's been a bad day. But it's trying to fall to the original idea that you are seeing one day in the life of all these characters and in this emergency room, and you're picking up on their stories as they talk about things that are happening, and we see the incidents that are occurring. And this one really kind of played to that in the finale, where it's the end of the day. People are going home.
Yes.
And in the real world, we're all coming back tomorrow. But this is not the real world. Now, I think what'll happen is they'll pick up on all those stories, and we'll know what all the resolutions were when we get to the next.
I'll bet
season.
that first episode will be really big. But I completely agree with you, and I think even to take it a little step further, they're trying so hard to stay in, and that this is the most realistic ER movie or program out there, that it's so real that it's exactly what would happen in an ER. On days where you expect it to be quiet, it's not. On times when you think it's going to be crazy, it kind of fizzles out and the day just goes on and everybody goes home. And that kind of is how it ended. So
yeah, that's how it ended. It just it ended with, well, it's time to go home.
yeah. And then one more I wanted to hit you with seconds left. I don't know if you saw the guy who beat Jamie Ding on Jeopardy, but he was the most annoying contestant in the history of that program. And,
I missed it.
And he got beat last night. He's gone. Thank God.
Wow, everybody is just revolting. The Jeopardy fans have been heard.
It's crazy. All right, Willie, enjoy the week. We'll talk next week. Thank you.
All right, see you next week.
WIBX Utica Road, W295
From the WB Payne Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
$4.39 a gallon. I'm Chris Foster. Fox News. Gas is up another 9 cents overnight, according to AAA. That's 17 cents in 2 days. President Trump says again that'll drop fast once the military conflict with Iran is over.
President Trump has insisted for weeks the increase in gas prices is short-lived and worth the cost.
And we're not going to have a nuclear weapon in the hands of Iran.
Even during a weeks-long ceasefire, Iran has blocked ships from transiting the Strait of Hormuz as a U.S. naval blockade prevents tankers from leaving Iranian ports. at the White House. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Well, today, 60 days was supposed to be the deadline for President Trump to end the Iran operation without making the case to Congress to keep it going under the 1973 War Powers Resolution. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth says, though, the Iran ceasefire announced April 8th changes the timeline.
We are in a ceasefire right now, which our understanding means the 60-day clock pauses or stops in a ceasefire. You're not in. Yeah. It's our understanding, just so you know.
Okay, well, I do not believe the statute would support that.
Secretary Hegseth and Virginia Democrat Tim Kaine there at a Senate Armed Services Committee hearing about the Pentagon's budget request. The Justice Department releases new video of the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooter Saturday night.
The U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Jeanine Pirro, posted the new video. She says it shows the suspect shot a Secret Service officer. The footage shows alleged gunman Cole Thomas Allen storming through a magnetometer and pointing his gun at an agent. Allen's legal team has argued the video seems to show no muzzle flash from the shotgun, but two sources briefed say ballistic testing shows it was from Allen's gun, specifically a buckshot. Allen was silent in court Thursday as his public defenders told the judge they did not object to him staying in custody.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Two bank employees are shot and killed during a robbery in Berea, Kentucky. Police are looking for the robber. America's listening to Fox News.
Born on America's darkest day, 9/11/01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been helping American heroes ever since. Heroes like FDNY Lieutenant Edward J. McDonough Jr. McDonough served at Ground Zero. He later lost his life to a related cancer. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation was able to honor his sacrifice by paying off the family's mortgage. Donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Just go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Life is full of challenges, but you don't have to face them alone. At intouch.org, you'll find powerful sermons from Dr. Charles Stanley, daily devotionals, and resources designed to strengthen your faith and bring hope into your everyday life. Whether you're searching for encouragement, biblical wisdom, or practical guidance, intouch.org is here to help you grow closer to God. Discover truth that speaks to your heart. Visit intouch.org today. Thanks.
President has events in Florida today.
President Trump visits the Villages in Middleton, Florida this afternoon, where the White House says he'll speak at the Villages Charter School, with thousands of Floridians like Lee and Sandy Tucker expected to attend.
I got to imagine it's going to be pretty packed. So we're real excited about this. So this is
what an opportunity.
We're told the president will highlight his economic and senior-focused agenda. Democrats are also planning on being at the Villages today to protest President Trump's policies.
That's Fox's Jeff Manasso. The president speaks at a dinner forum club of the Palm Beaches. That's a 50-year-old political and public affairs organization before heading to his Mar-a-Lago home for the weekend. A sheriff is indicted over a jailbreak in New Orleans last year.
In a statement released late Thursday, Sheriff Susan Hudson said she will, quote, aggressively fight to clear my name. And she is, quote, confident the facts will vindicate both me personally and the work I have done. Arrest warrants released Thursday outlined some of the state's evidence, alleging Hudson ignored years of federal monitors' repeated warnings that, quote, enabled 10 dangerous inmates to escape and remain undetected for hours. The warrant describes the jail as understaffed and inmates unsupervised.
Jennifer Crockett with Fox 8 New Orleans. The wreckage of a U.S. Coast Guard ship's found.
The wreckage of the U.S. CGC Tampa, which sunk during World War I, has been discovered off the coast of Cornwall in the U.K. Located 50 miles offshore at a depth of more than 300 feet, the ship was identified by the Gasparados dive team after years of research. The Tampa was torpedoed by a German submarine in 1918 and sank in under 3 minutes, killing all 131 people on board, making it the deadliest single U.S. naval combat loss of the war. Officials say the discovery brings long-awaited closure and honors a legacy of sacrifice that still resonates today as plans begin for further exploration of the site.
It's Fox's Ted Linder. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
We have sunshine, a chilly start, but we are up to 38 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time 7:05. This news update is brought to you by CSEA. Behind every traffic cone is a worker doing a job with a family waiting at home. Slow down, put the phone down, and move over safely. Utica fire crews working to determine the cause of a fire at the Algonquin apartment building at 1434 Genesee Street. Smoke was initially seen coming from windows on the second, third, and fourth floors. Firefighters say the main body of the fire was discovered in the stairwell of the landing between floors 1 and 2, and then extended to the walls and ceiling in that area. The fire was quickly knocked down. The Utica Police Department remained on scene to ensure that nobody made entry into the building, and Utica DPW worked to resecure that building. Firefighters say no one was injured, and they are still working to determine the cause of the fire. A rollover crash in North Utica yesterday sent 5 people to the hospital. Fortunately, they are considered to be non-life-threatening injuries. The crash happened just before 5 p.m. involving 2 vehicles. One car wound up on its roof. Police said traffic lights in that area were out, but have since been restored. Rome police working on a series of burglaries that have occurred at smoke shops throughout the area. Earlier this week, the patrol division was dispatched to an alarm at the New Yorker's smoke shop at 833 Black River Boulevard. Now, officers pulled over a vehicle on South James Street that matched the description of the suspect's vehicle. Ultimately, they charged 19-year-old Damian Bergman of Whitesboro, along with the 17-year-old juvenile, with burglary in the 3rd degree. Bergman was processed and held for arraignment in Rome City Court. The juvenile was sent to youth court, in Oneida County. The subsequent burglary investigations are ongoing, and Rome police say more charges could be filed against the pair. The Oneida County Aviation Building at Griffith International Airport has a new name. It's been renamed in honor of former board chairman Jerry Fiorini. The dedication recognizes Fiorini's extraordinary career in public service, which spanned 4 decades on the Board of Legislators, including 30 years as chairman, making him the longest-serving chairman in the history of the state of New York. Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti said it's only fitting that his name will now be permanently associated with Griffith International Airport, one of the county's most important assets. And Bill, I think this is trouble, at least for employees at this facility.
Okay.
Amazon in Clay is looking to make drone deliveries from their distribution center in Clay. The online retailer is planning to submit an amended site plan application that would allow the center to accommodate delivery operations. Clay and surrounding communities might become the latest areas across the country where drones are being used to deliver products in as little as a couple of hours. A meeting on the proposal is coming up next week at the Inspire Innovation Hub in the city of Syracuse.
I would assume in the beginning it'll be heavy human to be able to pull it off. But once it gets going, automation will kick in, and it'll be... And the one problem, too, is if you notice, they're dropping... The packages get dropped. So...
Right. It's not like they fly up to your front porch.
Correct.
And they're 3 inches from the porch, and they set it down.
They don't come down. They get to about 10 feet in the air, and they just drop.
Yes, many people have complained where there are somewhat delicate items. I've seen reports on this from across the country.
Yeah.
Where they drop it from 6, 8, 10 feet in the air, and people are complaining my item broke.
Yeah.
Not everything is a package of socks, essentially. I will say this, though. In fairness, the thing that bothers me is you have these drones and it's AI, and I feel like several delivery drivers would be losing a job if this goes into it. However, some say, and maybe even some in this room have said, look, I'm not concerned about the drone dropping my package or throwing it. My Amazon driver already does that.
Right.
He already throws it on my porch.
I had a situation where there was, he was clearly in an argument with someone. I just assumed it may be a spouse of some sort.
He was on the phone, you're saying?
He was on the phone, and he's arguing and yelling and yelling loudly. I'm like, who is out in front of our house screaming? And sure enough, it was a delivery guy. And he took the package and whipped it up against our door. And luckily, the package was not anything breakable. But so humans can do that, too.
Yes. Yes, they can.
All righty.
It is 7:10, Bill. Here's a look at your Weather Center forecast.
The unseasonably chilly weather continuing to spill on in. The coldest mornings yet to come. Snowflakes in the Adirondacks, you betcha. Could we see a snowflake tonight? Maybe. Sunshine today, 55. Tonight, the mid-30s, which means the North Country colder and maybe a shower or two into early tomorrow morning. Wet snowflake possible, especially north. Tomorrow, developing sunshine, 55. Sunny Sunday, 53. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stitchick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
We are warming up quickly. 39 degrees and sunshine at 7-Eleven.
I do want to say in advance of your sports report, I too looked up at the TV and said, "Is that the score?" We're talking NBA, and here's Manaski with sports.
All right, in sports, the Knicks, a 51-point final margin of victory. It is the largest playoff win in franchise history. The Knicks led like 83-36 at halftime.
From the very beginning. It just was crazy how they just destroyed them.
I think they were 41-15 after the first quarter.
Yeah.
That's
the score I saw.
Knicks were in Atlanta last night, and they blew out the Hawks. A final score of 140-89. The Knicks do get the series victory 4-2. They advance. They'll take on either the 76ers or the Boston Celtics. Last night, OG Anunoby led all scorers with 29 points. Elsewhere, the Minnesota T-Wolves eliminated the Nuggets last night, 110-98. The 76ers forcing a series-deciding Game 7 against the Celtics after they won 106-93. The playoffs continue tonight with 3 Game 6s. The 8th-seeded Orlando Magic hosting the top-seed Detroit Pistons. The Raptors play host to the Cavaliers. And the Houston Rockets, who trailed 3-0 in the series, now trailing 3-2, will host the L.A. Lakers. Stanley Cup playoffs. 2 more teams punching their ticket to the next round. The Minnesota Wild beat the Dallas Stars 5-2. The Anaheim Ducks closed out their series over the Edmonton Oilers 5-2. Playoffs continue tonight with 3 more Game 6s. The Bruins host the Buffalo Sabres. And the Montreal Canadiens will face the Tampa Bay Lightning. Also, the Utah Mammoth, or as I call them, the Utah Mormons, will take on the Vegas Golden Knights at home. That's coming up tonight as well. Baseball action yesterday. The Mets dropped the rubber match against the Washington Nationals 5-4 the final. This despite a 3-run blast from MJ Melendez, his second home run of the season. The Mets have dropped 17 of their last 20 games. They visit the LA Angels for a 3-game series that starts tonight in Anaheim.
And I'm pretty sure the Mets had they had Soto on second and he could have made it to third, I think. But Soto on second in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out, couldn't bring him in, and Vientos, Alvarez was on second in the bottom of the 9th, and they couldn't get him in.
The Yankees were off Thursday. They open up a 4-game set against the Baltimore Orioles in the Bronx. That'll be coming up tonight. And, of course, it is Kentucky Derby weekend. The field right now includes 20 horses. Stay tuned if you're into that. We've got some interesting names if you like to pick horses by name. If you like to pick horses by pedigree or by their recent success, we will be joined by our man Scott in Kirkville coming up next hour to give us some tips on who to pick.
Yeah, Davey.
Real quick, regarding sports there, you think Pete Alonso's going to get a rude reception when he comes to Yankees Stadium this weekend as being on the Orioles?
Yankee Stadium?
Yeah.
You might get some random boos, but it's not his fault.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mets could have re-signed him. I am still turned off by the fact that he wasn't even out of the dugout last year when the news broke. After the final game, the news broke that he was opting out and he wanted more money.
That very well could have been
his
agent, though. That's
I'm sure it was
putting all that stuff out. And you know what? I mean, think of a little PR. I mean, a little bit in a PR way, right?
Yeah.
And they don't normally. Let's see. It's Ja Wick. The Knicks won. Hello, Nick. Okay. And also, any stink bugs yet? Because I'm seeing them in Chadwick's. Yeah. We've had a few. Nothing crazy. But the ones that have got into your house are the ones that are kind of coming alive. And I've seen them outside in the screen room, if was what we have. Whenever it gets sunny, they're out. Or you'll find them somewhere in the house. These things are terrible. I mean, ticks are much worse. It's like all we're talking about is bugs, but another invasive bug that is now predominant in the area. It's terrible. What do you have?
John Wick says 10-21 the Mets were for the month of April. He says WTF, and Nick Lombarda responds, well, that's baseball, Susan.
Yeah. Here's Mike and Skyler. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
Tomorrow will be my 14th trip to the new stadium, Yankee Stadium, against the Orioles.
Okay, nice.
So I tell you, the first 7 times I went there, they lost. They lost 6 of the first 7 times I went there, but the last 6. They won 5 out of 6. So now, now they're 6 and 7.
Is there a little element of you that's like, I think because I'm there, they're winning?
Well, listen. So here's the thing. So the last,
or after the 6 losses before, you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't go because every time I go, they lose. It's my fault.
I think the Mets were recruiting him as a fan after dropping 6 out of 7.
Think about the Mets. Remember, I went to the Mets Stadium last year for the first time, and the Mets won.
Yeah.
And then when the Mets came to Yankee Stadium, Yankees lost. That was the one loss when they played the Mets.
Well, it has everything to do with you.
Well, I tell you, though, and it's something. The Mets have been struggling, right? The Mets have been struggling.
Yeah.
They lost again last night.
I do that.
So they picked up. So they got from us. They got Holmes. They got Soto. They got Williams.
Holmes and Soto are performing well.
Weaver.
Yeah.
And Weaver. I think you guys just need to take Volpe now.
Okay.
I think that'll help.
All right. We'll take all the rejects where they continue to not perform. So,
is he in AAA?
I think. Well, supposedly I saw
he's
him
at Double A.
He might.
He's at Double A Somerset.
I saw a highlight of him earlier this week trying to turn a double play, and it looked like slow motion. They never even got the throw off to first because he fielded the ball so slowly, and his pitch to the second baseman covering second base was so slow. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
I tell you, Volpe is a good cheerleader, though. He's a good cheerleader. If you ever watch him, every time someone does good, he's
there. He's there. Well, it's important to pay attention, right, and be a team player. All right, Michael, have a good weekend.
You too.
All right, man. Thank you. And then Cindy in Rome says also they knew did she have a statement before that? Why don't you read the whole thing?
Cindy in Rome says, funny that this historic sheriff's department contract is done on an election year. Bill, why not last year or the year before? And then she followed up to say, also, they knew Jared Pearl was running over a year ago.
I couldn't answer that, but I'm sure the county executive can answer that. And the other thing that I have been told on this is that it's this whole problem of retention and recruitment. There's only one way to fix that. And they needed to invest more in and put together a better deal, or they were not going to be able to fill the empty spots, which is causing even more. So I think it was inevitable. Something had to happen. Whether or not this was done because of an election year, I would have to say we'll ask the people involved. But, Pacini's not up for election.
No. And I will say, essentially, every time a deal like this is made, it's always historic, right? It never goes. The number never goes down.
Pacini's not up for election, and Luis Roman is going to be looking for the best deal he can always get.
Yeah.
And we'll speak to Luis coming up and get his take on that at about 7:45 here this morning. River Hills Properties, it's about service. It's about how they can, and we can say service in general. That sounds cliche. The fact is, it's about how they can make your life easier when selling a home. That's really what we're talking about. It's how they can make the process go quicker when they're selling your home. And that's what they do. Your listing agent is there from the very beginning. They put together these tools, such as the book, 40 to 100 pages that are just loaded with information about the house. It's like the manual of the home. And then on top of it, they are there every time the house is shown. They don't use the lockbox. And it's everything else. They're at every single step of the process. And that really does, knowing you have an expert and a team player along with you, that really, really helps. So start the process. What is your home worth now? You might be surprised. River Hills Properties, offices in Little Falls, in Newport, in the city of Rome, and in Barneveld. And, of course, in the beautiful Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island area of Florida. And maybe consider being a snowbird and skipping these brutal winters that we have here. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. Call 315-896-1009.
I got one more for you.
Okay.
QAnon John is apparently also sovereign citizen John. He said all police are committing treason enforcing maritime law, not the Constitution.
It is interesting because he always ends everything with it's.
Is this the same one?
It is.
It is. Okay.
And also, wait till you see what's coming. And President Trump actually sent out on Truth Social. Do we call that tweet? What's coming? You cannot stop, or something like that. Kind of like the stuff that QAnon John puts on YouTube. And there was a cue right on the tweet that was sent out by the president. Like, why are you sending that crap out?
John says not sovereign. John says he's not sovereign. But, okay, John, the reason I thought that is because of the this whole maritime law thing. I've watched sovereign citizen videos, and they often refer to maritime law and who has jurisdiction, and it's not in the Constitution. So I apologize for mislabeling you.
You do not know the laws of the nation.
Yes, but John, please tell me, can you send me a link? Where can I find the current laws and orders of this country?
Yeah.
You always refer to those. Send me the link.
And instead of telling us, wait till you see what's next, tell us what's next. Please. We really are dying to know. On the line right now, Lieutenant Mike Curley, UPD. Michael, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Good. You guys have had some crazy stuff going on, as a matter of fact. Let's start with the stolen vehicle, the military truck, and the high-speed chase. I got to say, I did not know this until Tim Reed informed us. Tim, former military. These military trucks don't have a key. You just get in them and you start them up. And that seems to be what happened.
Yeah, that's right. They're either switch-based or button-based, and however this individual knew the correct sequence to start it, I guess we'll never know.
Yeah. All right, tell us about that. That was quite a high-speed chase.
Yeah, so it all started about 2:20 in the morning on the 29th, where we got a call from a very astute security officer at the federal building who notified us that the vehicle was missing, and in reviewing back the security footage, he noticed that an individual he had noticed a little while ago, acting suspiciously, had entered that vehicle. And again, as I said, thankfully he noticed and notified us right away, because who knows what damage that vehicle would have caused had we not been notified until several minutes or hours later after all the damage was done. But in looking for that vehicle, we located it near the intersection of South and West. It then entered onto South Street, ultimately onto Genesee Street, taking out a telephone pole, a fire hydrant, striking a building, then continuing south on Genesee Street through Oneida Square, and ultimately ending when it struck a tree on the 1600 block of Genesee Street.
Wow.
Now, was this vehicle at or associated with the federal building, or was this like the cannabis that was outside of the pot shop on the other side of the block?
The old OD.
Yeah, so that is the vehicle that was in that parking lot. It is a privately owned, civilian-owned vehicle that is not owned by any nature of the shop, whether they're using it for advertisement or what, but it's not the proprietary interest of the shop. But it was the same one and the same that was parked in the parking lot next to the old OD.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Wow. Here you are coming on nicer weather, and correct me if I'm wrong, when the weather gets nicer, it gets a little more active during the nighttime and the weekends.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, just by nature of the weather and being nice out, people want to be outside and are outside, and when they get together, sometimes bad stuff happens.
Speaking of being outside, I don't recall an address being listed. Is this a local individual, or is it offensive if I say a transient individual who's kind of going from community to community?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. We don't have an address for him, for homeless, for lack of a better word, and we've had some dealings with him for about the past 4 or 5 years, going back to 2021, but this is his first criminal action in the Utica jurisdiction.
All right. Gotcha. A lot of hair. I mean, a guy like me looks at that and like, man, can't we just divvy it up a little? This is just not fair.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Mike, Crime Stoppers should give a reward, maybe, to the security guard who called in that military truck that it was being stolen. Was there a security guard that called?
Yeah. No, I mean, absent that, that's a big truck, right? It threw an officer off the way. It obviously crashed into a building, took out a telephone pole. Genesee Street was shut down for almost 48 hours. It had the potential to cause a whole lot of damage, and if he just wasn't, to our guys' credit, they were what my word was leapfrogging the pursuit, which means they went to each intersection, next to the pursuit and ensured that no cross traffic came onto Genesee Street. So had it not been for that, had it been a different time of day, I think we're having a whole different conversation about damage and
I got to tell you,
property.
You got to know how. You really have to know how to operate that vehicle, I would think.
Well, that was part of my question. I wonder, and this doesn't justify anything, but we often talk about homeless veterans. And I wonder if his knowledge of that vehicle came from some type of a military background. And if so, it's an unfortunate situation. I'm not assuming anything. I just wondered, because I don't think I'd be able to hop in there and know how to operate a vehicle like that.
Yeah, I don't have any of that information, obviously, due to the condition he was in or, we'll say level of intoxication or whatever.
Yeah, not thinking straight. Yeah.
The interview was impossible to try to get the background on that.
And then the sentencing of, is it Fabian Trout? Davey, what's the, yes?
Yeah.
Can you comment on that?
I can. So that was an investigation that happened in early July 2025, and with really good work by our investigators in our Major Crimes Division and with great work by Sarah D'Amelia in the DA's office, we were able to charge Mr. Troutman initially and then indict the child's mother for criminally negligent homicide. What that charge indicates is that basically that their lack of care caused the death of that child. Yeah. Obviously, I don't want to get too much because she's still working through the process. What we believe happened is just a little less than what we can prove, but what we could prove was that based on the injuries of the child and the lack of medical care and their just failure to act as a parent, caused the death of that 6-year-old, which is just a terrible situation.
Yep, really bad. All right.
I have one more.
Okay.
It mentions here, we got a press release from the city of Utica. This is about a fire at the Algonquin apartment building, 1434 Genesee Street. Utica police remained on scene afterward to ensure that nobody made entry into the building. Was that an occupied home, or was that just... an occupied home? That
apartment building, so if anybody's familiar with it, it's directly across from the Ovalston at 1434 Genesee Street. It's been condemned. It was condemned probably a year and a half ago where everybody got moved out. I guess similar to the car incident or the truck incident where there's a will, there's a way. If people want to do something, they're going to do something. The city's been very diligent in boarding that building multiple times, and you find your way in. And unfortunately, we've seen it numerous times since the beginning of the year. The fire department's been very busy with squatters and vagrants starting fires in vacant buildings, and this was another indication of that.
Yeah, crazy. Just you think of of stuff like this, that how much it costs a city like Utica or Rome, how much it actually costs in manpower and resources. It's just
they typically provide services to occupied homes and places where there's active people living, and then so much resources spent on a place where nobody lives officially.
And that's an issue, right? So that property is it's up in the air. So the landlord's not taking care of it. The city doesn't own it. There's no taxes being paid, so you're paying that. Plus, on top of that, the majority of that building was boarded up. So if there's people in, how did the fire department get in? How do they get out if they need immediate egress? It's a really, really dangerous situation, and I understand the need for safe and affordable care for people that need homes, but that's just not it.
Yeah, and
too many people at danger.
If you're a firefighter, I mean, you're walking into a building where there's not supposed to be anyone, but there are people in. You're walking into a very, very difficult situation there. So, wow. Okay, Lieutenant, as always, we appreciate what you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you very much.
All right, Lieutenant Mike Curley with UPD. Manaski does news. After that, we'll step in with Hobica's free money question of the day. Davy. What are we looking at today?
$375.
Man, he's like on fire this week. $375 is what we're looking at, and we'll do that coming up in a few minutes. Want to make your home look amazing and feel good about where your money is going? then maybe you should check out the Made in America sale, which is happening now at New York Sash. Everything is 25% off. That's 25. They're passionate about quality and supporting American jobs at New York Sash. All the products they install include windows, baths, and doors, and they're 100% American made. And the timing couldn't be better because during the sale, you get 25% off everything. That includes top quality New York Sash brand windows, beautiful, easy to clean acrylic bathroom systems, and stylish, secure entry doors. All American made, all installed by their fantastic local team right here in Central New York. So you're supporting American manufacturing. So don't wait. Get your free estimate today for 25% off during the Made in America sale. Call New York Sash 315-624-7344 or visit their showroom on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro or online at newyorksash.com. Manaski does an update. Then Luis Roman, president of Local 1249. We'll get to the bottom of this contract and what his thoughts are on the statement made by the Republican candidate, Pearl. We'll do that coming up after news, which is next to WIBX.
Attention vendors, crafters, and collectors. Looking for the perfect place to sell your goods and reach thousands of eager shoppers? It's the world's largest yard sale, happening again this year at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds, June 20th. It's the ultimate selling opportunity. No more setting up signs, hoping for traffic, or dealing with no-shows. At the world's largest yard sale, thousands of shoppers come ready to buy, buy, buy. Whether you sell antiques, collectibles, handmade crafts, vintage clothing, or secondhand treasures, this is the place to be. But hurry, booth spaces are filling up fast. Secure yours today and get ready to turn your inventory into instant cash. It's the world's largest yard sale at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds, June 20th. Sell more, earn more. Reserve your spot now. For vendor info and booth reservations, visit the events page on this station's website. Don't wait. This event is too big to miss.
Hurt in a car? Call William Matar. 315-444-4444.
Don't rely on a standard off-the-shelf security system. When it comes to protecting your home, there's a big difference between plug and play and a professionally designed system. At CML Security, security is personal. Their skilled technicians meet with you one-on-one, walk your property, and design a custom system built around your family's needs. From security cameras, intrusion systems, and smart home features, they can also add a level of fire protection to their intrusion systems. They install commercial-grade equipment and provide a warranty on systems that they install. Call CML Security at 315-866-5845 today to schedule your in-home consultation. That's 315-866-5845 or visit cmlsecurity.net. Based in Herkimer, they serve the central New York area. CML Security. Call 315-866-5845. Personalized protection your family can trust.
Attention, patriotic Americans. To honor the 250th anniversary of American independence, the United States Mint is striking a groundbreaking American Gold Eagle coin. The 1776-2026 American Gold Eagle is the first dual-dated coin in the series history. Its inspiring dual date pays tribute to our nation's founding fathers, the Declaration of Independence in 1776, and the spirit of the American Revolution that lives on today. Now is your chance to get your 250th anniversary American Gold Eagle in perfect Proof 70 Ultra Cameo condition, like nothing collectors have ever seen. But hurry, quantities are extremely limited. This first of its kind dual dated 1776-2026 American Gold Eagle with the Liberty Bell Privy Mark is 250 years in the making. With a mintage of just 29,000 coins, this release is a true, absolute rarity. Call 800-921-5122 now before they sell out. That's 800-921-5122. 800-921-5122.
Our locally owned and operated small businesses are the heartbeat of our community. The WIBX industry aces stand out as leaders in their fields, like Scharf Plumbing and Drain. The Scharf family has been providing plumbing and drain services to the Mohawk Valley for over a century, offering many services, including sewer repair, repiping, water heater repair and replacement, and more. They're more than plumbers. They're a family dedicated to getting the job done. Support one of these fantastic industry aces today.
Hello, I'm Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti. This year marks the 250th birthday of the United States. and we've assembled a special commission to help organize events across our community. In the months ahead, we'll highlight why this is such a historic time for our region. From the signing of the Declaration of Independence to the turning point of the Revolutionary War, the Battle of Oriskany. You'll learn about the people, events, and local impact that shaped our nation. Our goal is simple, to help you love the history where you live, right here in Oneida County.
Sunshine and 39 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 736. The longest federal shutdown in U.S. history is over. President Trump on Thursday signing a bill funding the Department of Homeland Security. The bill, passed by the House and Senate, funds most of DHS, minus ICE and Border Patrol. The Trump administration is urging other countries to form a coalition with the United States to help reopen the Strait of Hormuz. An internal State Department cable sent to U.S. diplomats around the world this week said the coalition would help with the safe transit through the waterway south of Iran. It's called on diplomats to ask for partner participation by Friday. The death row inmate who had his own rap lyrics used against him has been executed by the state of Texas. The Texas Tribune reports that 37-year-old James Broadnax was pronounced dead at 6:47 Thursday night. Broadnax was given a lethal injection for the 2008 murder of two music producers during an armed robbery. Jeffrey Epstein's former cellmate claims that he found a suicide note written by the sex predator. Nicholas Tartaglione telling the New York Times that he found a note in the New York cell that he shared with Epstein that read, "Time to say goodbye," end quote. Epstein was found hanged in his cell in 2019 with his death ruled a suicide. And the CDC reports seeing the highest number of tick bite emergency room visits since 2017, almost a decade. 96 out of 100,000 ER visits in April were for tick bites, 3 times the number recorded in March. So far, the Northeast and Midwest have been the most impacted. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 738. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
The unseasonably chilly weather continuing to spill on in. The coldest mornings yet to come. Snowflakes in the Adirondacks, you betcha. Could we see a snowflake tonight? Maybe. Sunshine today, 55. Tonight, the mid-30s, which means the North Country colder and maybe a shower or two into early tomorrow morning. Wet snowflake possible, especially north. Tomorrow, developing sunshine, 55. Sunny Sunday, 53. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stijik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Sunshine, but just 39. I do have two bonus stories for you real quick, and they're sports related. Saudi investors are pulling out of Live Golf. Saudi Arabia's public investment fund announcing that its funding for the professional men's golf league Live will end after the 2026 season. Here at home, there is support and funding going into women's flag football at Utica University.
Saw that, yeah.
It'll start in the 27-28 season. It was announced yesterday on campus. NCAA Division III had recently recognized women's flag football as an emerging sport. Utica will join 6 other Empire 8 conference schools in adding women's flag football.
I think locally Hartwick is the only other school that has it right now.
If I remember correctly, one of the other sports identified as an emerging sport a couple of years ago was women's wrestling. And in fact, we had, I don't want to call them, we had 3 of the young ladies in studio with us who were part of this.
I'd call them 3 of the young wrestlers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the coach.
So it's very exciting. Obviously, it opens up, I think it attracts a wide, it casts a bigger net for Utica University and bringing student athletes here.
I like it.
And it is an emerging sport, certainly, for men and women, but they're launching a women's flag football program at Utica University.
All right, time to do Habaika's free money question of the day. It's worth $375. Wow. As Mike says, I want to get his quote right. I love Davies going into Joe's confirmation money. 375. You're looking for caller number, you name it, Davey. What do you want here? You're all right.
Caller 8.
Caller 8 right now. 315-736-0186 right now.
Little Falls Lumber has everything you need for home improvement season. They're fully stocked with secondary grade metal in all colors. Available in 12-foot lengths and affordable solutions for sheds, garages, and roof repairs. Tired of digging through warped boards at the big box stores? At Little Falls Lumber, you'll find only premium grade lumber, hand-selected for quality. They also carry roofing, siding, windows, doors, and much more. Visit Little Falls Lumber in Little Falls in Syracuse. Call 315-823-2470 or go to littlefallslumber.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-342-0393 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-342-0393. That's 800-342-0393. What do you have to lose? Call 800-342-0393. Again, 800-342-0393.
Our locally owned and operated small businesses are the heartbeat of our community. The WIBX industry aces stand out as leaders in their fields, like Scharf Plumbing and Drain. The Scharf family has been providing plumbing and drain services to the Mohawk Valley for over a century, offering many services, including sewer repair, repiping, water heater repair, and replacement, and more. They're more than plumbers. They're a family dedicated to getting the job done. Support one of these fantastic industry aces today.
It all began in 1985 with a single goal, a commitment to brighten our community. And with your kindness, that light grew brighter. Because for 40 years, you've helped Food Bank of Central New York deliver healthy food and hope. But that need continues to grow. So this year, please consider giving a little extra and make sure the light we shine together never goes out.
Keeler in the morning, Keeler in the morning.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, here we go. We're up to this point in the morning where, as Mike says, we dip into Hobica's confirmation money.
Only if we get a winner, though, right?
Only if we get a winner. $375 is on the line for the Hobica Law Firm, or from the Hobica Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobica. So for all of your legal needs, call the Hobica Law Firm at 315-724-1600. On the line, ready to play and win, is Tanya in Marcy. Hello, Tanya. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good, thank you.
All right. Well, I hope you do well here. Are you what is your favorite, how do I ask? Are you a big music fan?
Not really.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope you're going to be here. Okay. Let's cross our fingers. All right. Here we go. This is from the category, name that song using its lyrics. Name that song using its lyrics. And I'm going to read the lyrics. You tell me the name of the song. Here we go. Here it is. I think I know. I mean, a yes. But it's all wrong. That is, I think I disagree. Name the song. Ready, go.
I know that I know. I don't know.
So if I did it this way, I think I know. I mean, yes, but it's all wrong. That is, I think I disagree.
Yeah, don't look at me.
And then
it's
it would
a country
go.
song,
And then it
you
would,
said, right?
It's not a country song. Oh. And then it would go, let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to. That song was named the greatest rock song of all time in a recent survey. And it is, I'm going to go to Luis on this one. And it is.
Won't you say my name? Or
Strawberry Fields Forever. Strawberry Fields by the Beatles. I think I know. I mean, yes, but it's all wrong. That is, I think I disagree. Yeah. That's probably one you knew, right?
Oh,
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Those are really hard. Especially my delivery makes it even worse. All right, Davey, I know on Monday we're going to start, as a consolation, giving away oil changes. From where? Where are these oil changes coming from? Listen to this. I'm going to see if I can work you something extra here, Tanya.
Jackson Auto and Taylor's Trailers. They offer automobiles, ATV, and trailers all in one place. DMV on site, 713 East Dominic Street in Rome. It's a free oil change, multi-point inspection, passenger vehicles and light truck duties, up to 7 quarts, and you can make an appointment 315-335.
Person, and I mean, I hate to leave her just sitting there.
I don't know if we should have, but be mad at us.
Can I jump in and negotiate for it?
Go ahead.
I think that we really should.
I think we should do it.
We should definitely
Louise
get that.
says we're doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah.
We'll also give you Glenwood Movieplex tickets and Rome Cinema 8. So, Tanya, you stand by. We are really going to take care of you, all right?
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Enjoy your weekend. Thank you, and thank Louise.
Isn't it true that you agreed to this only because there was another sponsor willing to jump into the race? I'm only kidding. That's a little joke.
All right. In studio right now is Luis Roman, president of Local 1249. You recently put out a letter, and Jared Pearl is running for sheriff. He's running against Sheriff Rob Machel, and he made a statement recently at a committee function, and you put out a letter. Talk about that.
There's a recording of a.
It's going around. We have the recording.
Yeah, it's actually kind of disturbing that somebody would take credit for something that was done at the negotiation table over the last 6 months or so. And I was listening to the radio on the way over, and somebody asked, somebody asked, why wasn't this, last year? Our contract wasn't up until the end of this past year.
Right.
And quite honestly, we should have, if things just aligned a little bit better, we would have had this done before the last contract expired. We've been working with the county exec, the county ledge, obviously the sheriff, pretty closely about contract items and incentives that we've came on the radio here and talked about during the past contract. This is the next contract, and we did have a bucket list item of finishing the new contract before the other one expired. So the answer to the question, it wasn't expired yet. We're not professional athletes. We're not going in for a restructure.
Right.
That's not real life.
So this was not at all political. This was
part of this is a natural function of what happens with contracts. We went quickly, in my opinion. My membership has never seen a contract in 2 months after the last one expired. I thought the last contract I did after 6 months was a historic achievement.
Yeah.
I know that term has been thrown around a lot.
Yep.
But this is a historic achievement because there's some benefits that we've been working on for some time that other members of the sheriff's office already get. So the road patrol unit already gets retirement health care in addition to 911 dispatch. Great benefit. We wanted this also.
Yeah.
We had a conversation with the county exec last year sometime after they got it. I want that too.
So that really brings it back to last year, which went with the road patrol.
Yeah, whenever the road patrol contract settled.
Okay.
I know that was a long drawn out process.
And I think from what I have taken from the county executive is that, who by the way is not running for re-election.
No.
Is that the problems that are mounting right now in just a lack of employees. The county is seeing that as a big problem. And here, it's a dangerous problem in the jail.
We've worked closely with them to deal with the ongoing issues of staffing and benefit package. This is nothing new that we haven't seen going on for a while. This is something that happened statewide. There's, I know the sheriff's been on, and he said, there's 52, 56 counties in the state.
Yeah.
Everybody's having these issues. Ours is a little more pronounced. We have a lot of state correctional facilities in the state. They're trying to poach from us. I don't know if you saw that post.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a little peeved about that. They're sticking a sign on our front lawn at the jail.
Yeah.
Is that right? What was the sign? Who did it come from? Can you talk about it?
Yeah, it was the local recruiter for docs. We saw him on camera. It's a little little cheeky.
Worthy of a trespassing charge?
Well, it's the county right away. I don't know if the county wants to. Maybe I know there's a big talk about how many signs are out on the road right now. So maybe there should be a local ordinance about that.
Yeah, could be.
So,
but that's a problem. Is everybody's shorthanded. They're all trying to poach.
Everybody's shorthanded.
Yeah.
To say anybody's political aspirations has anything to do with our negotiating ability, I've worked hard on this.
Yeah.
This is my Bible. I have the county budget right in front of me. This isn't mystical, what goes on with this.
Yeah.
The long and short of the budget that I know the county works hard on, and I know the county exec works hard on. We have shortages. Overtime is created. We have a budget for overtime. The shortage money for open positions is put in the general fund. The general fund funds the overtime that has to be paid. It is, and I've said this on the radio before, it is cheaper to run overtime than hire more staff.
Yeah.
So the county tax hike had nothing to do with the sheriff's office, in my opinion, based on what I have seen. We have monetary item lines for each position that's vacant. It's worth at least, in the grand scheme of things, you're $100,000 employee.
Yeah.
With your salary and your benefits package. So that money goes back into the general fund, and then the county pays any overtime that needs to be paid out of that. This isn't
right.
This isn't.
There's no mystery here.
There's no mystery here.
Yeah.
I've gone to plenty of budget hearings. I understand the process. I know every item line in the sheriff's office. 4 sections in this budget. This isn't something that we don't know what's going on here.
The feeling from some that are piping in this morning is that you're coming in defense of Sheriff Mashel. I sense that you're coming in defense of yourself and your team.
Yes, I have fought for everything that we have gotten over the years. I had to step back from this because I was so upset that somebody would take credit for something that me and my team did together. And I worked hard on. I crunched the numbers. We worked hours upon hours doing this, days upon days. Like the work that goes into a collective bargaining agreement, most people don't understand.
Yeah.
And the way I want to do it, I'm going to do it right. Research is my key. I bring hard facts to the county and say, this is what we need. This is why I need it. And they have been receptive. The county exec ultimately is the one I'm not going to say in control because it's a government.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
He's
the budget's it's not getting done without 20%.
Yes. And any benefit package that we have isn't going through the sheriff.
Right.
It's going through the county exec. So if anybody I'm defending is the county exec's process and the fiscal responsibility that the county exec has for the taxpayer.
Yeah, Manaski.
So to be clear, from what people might assume, your negotiations were with the county executive, not the sheriff, or is it both?
It's both because they're a co-employer. So it's that's the way it works with the sheriff. The sheriff sits in the room with his team, and that includes the county. So there's a co-employer, so all 3 people sit for it.
But the money's coming. The problem you have here is the money's coming from ultimately the sheriff would make recommendations and would lobby the county executive and the legislature. That's where this is all coming from.
And this is just the same thing I would do.
Yeah.
That we have a set of ideas. The county has a set of ideas, and the sheriff has a set of ideas. We all have to come together. We all have to try to figure this out. But the monetary package comes from the county. This does not come from the sheriff's office. So whoever's running for any type of candidacy, they need to understand the budget process. They need to understand where the money comes from. They need to understand that nothing happens overnight for the county. And we have a process that we are well aware of what we're doing here. And I have a big problem with somebody saying, this is because of me.
And the statement, just for the record, was that just my presence in the race, the fact that I'm running, is what really has forced this contract to be resolved.
Bill, you're familiar with the term stolen valor?
Yes.
This is stolen credit.
Okay.
This is stolen credit for something that there was no involvement by any parties but who was in the room, and that it's disingenuous.
Manaski.
While we have you here, let's take advantage of the opportunity to talk about recruitment. What are the highlights of this package? What do you want people to know about what the sheriff's office is now offering that they weren't before?
And part of what's historic about this is what you're getting.
Yeah, so we've been able to raise the starting salary. It's $58,000 a year. We were able to secure more vacation time in the front end of the contract for people coming in, because that was something that was identified. Somebody's knew, if Jeff wanted to leave here and come over to us, and he's ready to have a vacation.
Oh, he
planned.
already does want to.
Yeah.
So this is he's interviewing
taking
you
notes
right
over
now.
here. I don't know if you're aware.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So
as a matter of fact, and I've talked to a couple of your guys. As a matter of fact, Heart Radiothon, you guys had a recruitment booth there, and I talked to a couple of your team members.
Yeah. So there's some more vacation time in the beginning. There's more longevity, so we try to keep some of the other people that are at the end of their career, and retirement health care at a rate for 80-20 for the member. So the county still will pay 80% of the retirement benefits or for the health insurance, and the member pays 20. And that's something that was already achieved by the other bargaining group.
Yeah.
Ours is a little different. We have some things that are specific to us because we have some people coming over from state, and we were able to work some things out for anybody coming over from state corrections. So there's some benefit to coming from state corrections and working for the county. There's an amazing benefit package that goes along with any county employment. It's a good place to work, and people just need to understand that.
I want to give him a quick shout out. Curtis Morgan is specifically who I was talking about. Who, as a matter of fact, I got to know a little bit when I worked in Assemblywoman Buttonshawn's office. Lance says, ask how many state correction officers stayed after their strike was over. Let's see. They liked posing for pictures with them when they hired them. I don't know what he's exactly referring to.
Well, I can say there are some that I know that came over, and there are restrictions that they may not have. It's how it was described to me.
They were given some incentives to come back. The state made some monetary decisions when it came to getting these people to come back. We have about, I say, 5 or 6 left out of the 20 that came over. Some people just didn't like the operations of our jail.
Yeah,
they were upset about. Some people were upset about walking around the jail. Like that's part of this job. We're going to be.
They want one of those Walmart carts.
I think they wanted a Segway. We don't have any Segways.
Yeah.
You're gonna walk. You're gonna walk this unit and make sure everybody's safe. That's our job. Everything else is auxiliary. Everything you see on TV or whatever is auxiliary. The job of a correction officer is to walk a housing unit and do tours. Make sure everybody's safe. That's the job. Everything else is auxiliary.
Yeah.
So if you can't do that, that's
right. All right. We are going to reach out to Jared Pearl, who is the candidate who's running as a Republican against Sheriff Machel, and the county executive will be on as well. We always appreciate your input, and I know you guys work really hard, and it's all about keeping everybody safe. But it's important. These people, they've made mistakes. They've done some bad things. Whatever the story is, they're in our custody, and it's our job to keep them safe. But we often have to keep the staff safe.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you having me on and the venue. We do an important job, and everybody has recognized that. Even the community, and we've always had great support from the community and from radio and from everybody else involved.
Luis, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for what you guys do.
Have a great, beautiful weekend. Stand by.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 From the WB Payne Insurance Studio, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Gas keeps going up. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. The nationwide average price of a gallon of regular is $4.39 today, according to AAA, up 9 cents a gallon overnight, 33 cents higher than a week ago.
The gas will go down. as soon as the war's over.
President Trump says no one except him and a few other people know the status of talks with Iran as he considers new military options there. And Iran's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz and the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports have held, despite a ceasefire announced 24 days ago.
The U.S. Military Central Command says it has turned away 44 vessels while enforcing the blockade. Other ships remain stuck pierside in Iranian ports. And after President Trump was briefed on additional military options he could take by the CENTCOM commander, Admiral Brad Cooper, the president can choose to end the ceasefire if he wants to.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. 78-day partial government, 76-day, that is, partial government shutdown over Homeland Security funding is over.
After sitting on it for weeks, the House passed the Senate DHS funding bill, which funds all of DHS except for ICE and CBP. Republicans will instead fund those two agencies in a 3-year budget reconciliation bill, which allows them to bypass Democrats. President Trump wants that bill on his desk by June 1st.
It's Fox's Bill Mallusion at the Capitol. It is May Day, an annual day of protests worldwide and in the U.S.
On the website, May Day Strong, organizers are calling for no work, no school, no shopping as a way to show their societal and economic strength. Organizers say they expect about 3,000 actions across the country with rallies and marches using the motto, workers over billionaires. They also say they want an end to ICE and to war.
It's Fox's Jill Nato. Kentucky State Police say the FBI now has someone in custody in connection with the fatal shootings of 2 bank employees during a robbery in Berea yesterday. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, this 25th anniversary of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation remains committed to honoring the heroes shaped by that day. Heroes like NYPD Detective Victor Vargas, a U.S. Air Force veteran who died from pancreatic cancer after serving in the World Trade Center recovery efforts. Tunnel to Towers honored Detective Vargas by paying off the family's mortgage. You can donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Life is full of challenges, but you don't have to face them alone. At InTouch.org, you'll find powerful sermons from Dr. Charles Stanley, daily devotionals, and resources designed to strengthen your faith and bring hope into everyday life. Whether you're searching for encouragement, biblical wisdom, or practical guidance, InTouch.org is here to help you grow closer to God. Discover truth that speaks to your heart. Visit InTouch.org today. That's InTouch.org. Thanks.
President Trump is pushing a plan to expand retirement accounts.
A new website launched by the administration allows Americans without employer-backed retirement accounts to shop for and open plans ahead of new matching funds becoming available from the federal government. A law passed during the Biden administration provides a federal match of $1,000 for private retirement funds for those earning less than $35,000 a year. President Trump wants Congress to increase that cap.
For millions of Americans who lack employer-sponsored plans, this will be really revolutionary because they'll be covered. Nobody thought that was possible.
About half of Americans do not have access to an employer-provided retirement plan with matching contributions. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
3 people are shot and wounded in downtown Los Angeles.
Cops say the gunman told his victims, "This is where I do business," before opening fire. 2 of the victims are believed to be homeless, but it's not known if the gunman was purposely targeting homeless people. LA's Skid Row, which stretches 50 blocks, is a cesspool of crime and violence. There are open-air drug markets, and cops say violent crimes are reported 4 to 6 times each day. All of the victims are expected to recover. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
A Wyoming city councilman says he didn't mean a Facebook post as a threat.
Troy Bray, a city councilman in Powell, Wyoming, was ticked off at a court ruling on abortion. That ruling temporarily blocked the state's 6-week abortion ban while the law faces legal challenges. Bray posting, "In order for Wyoming to find justice, we will have to hang bad judges." His post drawing criticism from some describing it as dangerous and inappropriate. Bray says the post was a statement of his beliefs and not a threat.
It's Fox's Chris DeMeo. Stock futures mostly flat this morning. April was the best month of the stock market since 2020. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
Looks nice out there, but it is chilly. Mostly sunny skies, and we have 39 degrees. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time. is 8:05. This news update brought to you by CSEA. You know, behind every traffic cone is a worker doing a job with a family waiting at home. Slow down, put the phone down, and move over safely. Utica fire crews still working to determine the exact cause of a fire at a vacant building on Genesee Street in Utica. It's the Algonquin apartment building. Now, arriving firefighters saw smoke coming from floors 2, 3, and 4. The main body of the fire was discovered in the stairwell of the landing between floors 1 and 2. It extended up into the walls and the ceiling area. Firefighters quickly knocked the flames down. Utica police remained on scene to ensure nobody made entry into the building. Again, that is a vacant building. The Utica DPW also worked to resecure the building, boarding up windows, etc. A rollover crash in North Utica sent 5 people to the hospital. Fortunately, none of the injuries are considered to be life-threatening. One vehicle wound up on its roof. Police say traffic lights at the intersection were out for a while but have since been restored. During the month of April, Rome police say they've responded to numerous burglaries occurring at smoke shops throughout the area, not just in Rome, but the surrounding communities as well. Earlier this week, at around 4 o'clock in the morning, the patrol division was dispatched to an alarm at New Yorker's Smoke Shop on Black River Boulevard. Now, officers eventually stopped a vehicle that matched the suspect's description on South James Street. Subsequent investigation led to charges against 2 people. They have charged 19-year-old Damian Bergman of Whitesboro with burglary in the 3rd degree, as well as a 17-year-old juvenile whose name has not yet been released. Both were arraigned on those charges. Oneida County Executive Anthony Picenti says it is fitting that the Oneida County Aviation Building at Griffiths International Airport has now been renamed in honor of former board chairman Jerry Fiorini. The dedication recognizes Fiorini's extraordinary career in public service, which spanned more than 4 decades on the Board of Legislators, including 30 years as the chairman, making him the longest-serving chairman in state history. Picenti says his impact can be seen in every corner of our community, and it's fitting that his name will now be permanently associated with Griffiths International Airport. And Amazon in the Syracuse area is looking to make drone deliveries from its distribution center in Clay. The online retailer is planning to submit an amended site plan application allowing the center to accommodate delivery operations. Clay and surrounding communities might become the latest area in the country where drones are used to deliver products in as little as a couple of hours. A meeting on the proposal is coming up next week at the Inspire Innovation Hub in the city of Syracuse. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:08. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
The unseasonably chilly weather continuing to spill on in. The coldest mornings yet to come. Snowflakes in the Adirondacks, you betcha. Could we see a snowflake tonight? Maybe. Sunshine today, 55. Tonight, the mid-30s, which means the North Country colder and maybe a shower or 2 into early tomorrow morning. Wet snowflake possible, especially north. Tomorrow, developing sunshine, 55. Sunny Sunday, 53. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stitchick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Sunshine 39 at 8:09. All right, in sports and historic, I have to say it without the H, right? If I want to use "and." Anyway, a history-making game last night for the Knicks, their largest playoff victory in franchise history. 140-89 was your final as they knocked off the Hawks by 51 points. The Knicks now advance into the second round. They play the winners of the Philadelphia-Boston series. Now, coming up tonight, there are several games on tap, including Game 6 between the 76ers. Game 7 between the 76ers and the Boston Celtics. As a matter of fact, that is heading to Game 7 this weekend. I apologize. Elsewhere, Minnesota knocked off Denver with a 110-98 win in Game 6. The playoffs continued tonight. The Magic and Pistons, Raptors and Cavs, and the Rockets and the LA Lakers. Hockey playoffs. The Minnesota Wild beat the Dallas Stars 5-2 as they win that series 4-2. Anaheim closes out its series with Edmonton 5-2. Playoffs continue tonight with several Game 6s. The Bruins host the Buffalo Sabres. The Canadiens will face the Tampa Bay Lightning. And the Utah Mammoth will take on the Vegas Golden Knights at home. Kentucky Derby coming up this weekend. We've got some picks for you just around the corner. We'll be joined by Scott in Kirkville. Baseball action. The Mets lose the rubber match to the Washington Nationals. The Mets have lost 17 of their last 20 games. The final yesterday, 5-4. The Yankees will be at home tonight, opening up a 4-game series against the Baltimore Orioles. And locally, in some sports news, the Utica University Pioneers will be launching a women's flag football program in the 2027-28 school year. So it was identified as an emerging sport, and Utica has been looking to expand its sports offerings for students who come to Utica University.
Okay, we'll talk with Scott in Kirkville coming up in a bit. And then some of the names that we went over earlier in the Kentucky Derby tomorrow are pretty wild. A lot of Kentucky Derby parties around the area this weekend on Saturday, so get your hat ready. Names is how I pick them.
Yeah,
names. Yeah.
You want some comments here?
Sure.
Okay, so Lanson Lee says, is he wearing a Mayfield for Sheriff t-shirt? Talking about our guest, Luis Roman. No, he was not. Sounds to me that some people are nervous that Mayfield finally has a legitimate opponent, and then he sent in all caps term limits. Matt says, Jeff made the point earlier, when someone feels the job is being threatened, they make sure that their job is getting done and done well. To be clear, the point I was trying to make was that it didn't surprise me that a candidate for office said the reason it was done so quickly was because I'm in the race. I'm not saying one way, that wasn't my point. He says they've done a great job. However, we do know they did not work just a little bit harder because they're being opposed. How do we know they didn't work just a little bit harder because they're being opposed? It's absolutely all about politics. They are voted positions, so if they don't do the job, they lose their job.
Well, isn't that, well, first of all, that is, I mean, a lot of this stuff is just ridiculous. So if an arrest is made tomorrow, we're going to say, well, they had to do this because, the sheriff, I find this all very ridiculous, personally. The deal had to be put together, and they've been working on it for quite some time. And I really feel it's in the lap of the county executive. A lot of work comes from all parties, but ultimately the legislature and the county executive have to put a deal together. And I could see this being a big issue if Piseni was up for re-election right now.
He's not,
and,
though.
And he's not. And I think it's a reach. And probably not a smart comment to make by Pearl, knowing that it's going to upset people like Luis Roman.
Steve says he's actually giving validity to Pearl's statement by saying this contract was settled so fast. We'll reach out to
the end of the day. It'll be what voters think, what people think, and will this be an issue in November? I guess will be the question.
We'll reach out to Pearl, by the way. Maybe next week we can get him on, see if he stands by that statement.
I know we're working on Sheriff Mayfield and Piseni will both be in on another issue next week, and Davey's working on Jared Pearl. I already spoke to him yesterday. So
yeah,
all
I talked to Jared
works.
yesterday. I got his contact.
And he's been in studio before, so I expect we'll do it again. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Coming up, Scott in Kirkville will make his picks. I got to tell you, every time he announces his picks, he comes back and he talks about how he's won real money. Now, the one person, and I mean really good money, the one person that can attest to that is Davey, who's right in there winning money with him, usually on the weekends.
Not that much, but I usually go in on a $10. I go $10 with him.
So you give him the money and he bets it?
Yeah, there's like 8 to 10 of us that put in all money, and we go over to Vernon Downs. I watch the race with him. Then he does the picks.
Do you wear a special hat?
No special hat.
Oh, no. Don't you make me angry.
The lady friend wants to go tomorrow to Vernon Downs.
Oh, well,
so
she'll wear a hat.
She might wear a hat,
Yeah,
but
nice.
I've told her don't wear a hat.
Oh, you're saying you want no hats?
No hat. No hat for you.
Okay. All right. The hat Nazi in the other room here. All right, hold tight. 8:15 at WIBX.
Attention, patriotic Americans. To honor the 250th anniversary of American independence, the United States Mint is striking a groundbreaking American Gold Eagle coin. The 1776-2026 American Gold Eagle is the first dual-dated coin in the series history. Its inspiring dual date pays tribute to our nation's founding fathers, the Declaration of Independence in 1776, and the spirit of the American Revolution that lives on today. Now is your chance to get your 250th anniversary American Gold Eagle in perfect Proof 70 Ultra Cameo condition, like nothing collectors have ever seen. But hurry, quantities are extremely limited. This first of its kind dual dated 1776-2026 American Gold Eagle with the Liberty Bell Privy Mark is 250 years in the making. With a mintage of just 29,000 coins, this release is a true, absolute rarity. Call 800-921-5122 now before they sell out. That's 800-921-5122. 800-921-5122.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-555-1509. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-555-1509. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-555-1509. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-555-1509 or biglou.com.
Attention vendors, crafters, and collectors. Looking for the perfect place to sell your goods and reach thousands of eager shoppers? It's the world's largest yard sale, happening again this year at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds, June 20th. It's the ultimate selling opportunity. No more setting up signs, hoping for traffic, or dealing with no-shows. At the world's largest yard sale, thousands of shoppers come ready to buy, buy, buy. Whether you sell antiques, collectibles, handmade crafts, vintage clothing, or secondhand treasures, this is the place to be. But hurry, booth spaces are filling up fast. Secure yours today and get ready to turn your inventory into instant cash. It's the world's largest yard sale at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds, June 20th. Sell more, earn more. Reserve your spot now. For vendor info and booth reservations, visit the events page on this station's website. Don't wait. This event is too big to miss.
Registration is officially open for the 2026 Boilermaker Road Race. Get ready for the 49th annual running of this iconic event, Sunday, July 12th. Whether you're chasing a personal best or just soaking up the incredible energy, this is a race day event you don't want to miss. Secure your spot now and be a part of one of the most celebrated road races in the country. Sign up today and get your training underway. Be sure to listen to live coverage of the Boilermaker Road Race, Sunday morning, July 12th, beginning at 7 on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey there, good morning. And Friday, a little chilly, but not bad. I mean, it looks like maybe a little rain here, a little snowflake there. Snowflake. And some sunshine. Sunday looks pretty good, but mid-50s. So take it for what it is, and I think we warm up Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll go back to the crappy 50s.
It's like, remember, was it last year or 2 years ago, we had like a 6-month span where every weekend it rained at least once on the weekend.
Yeah.
And I think we're in this trend now where it's like Monday looks nice, Tuesday looks good, Wednesday's not great, Thursday and Friday are miserable.
Last Sunday was really good, if I recall.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was. But we're kind of doing this up-down, these peaks and valleys with the temperature. So
the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, and they're accepting new patients right now. And here's the deal: if your appointment is at 2, you're pretty much going to get in at 2. If it's at 10, you're going to get in at 10. You're not going to sit there for 90 minutes waiting to get in. And the other part is your doctor will have the time needed to diagnose and deal with your situation. That's just the way they do it. It's not the nickel and dime new way insurance pressure. We're going to get you in. We only give you 5 minutes, and you're going to wait for 90 minutes before you get in. All of that stuff, you're not going to get at the Falcon Clinic. Their goal, osteopathy. Their goal is to treat you and keep you healthy. Dr. Cheryl Mattern is a new physician at the Falcon Clinic. She is not an osteopath, but everybody else is. Dr. Shemileski, Dr. Zielinski, and it's all about things that you can do to keep you healthy and moving forward. That may include medicine, but maybe you can avoid some of those meds. It's the Falcon Clinic. Call today to get in, 315-507-4751.
So let me just say this, something I thought about as I went out and checked the weather there for a moment.
Well, that's what you're doing out there.
Yeah, I just want to make sure my forecast is correct.
Yeah.
Without, everybody's got an angle, and everybody interprets things differently. And I want to go back to the sheriff's contract for just 1 second. You have the county executive who's Republican. The current sheriff is a Democrat. Now, if the deal was not done, there would be some people saying, look, Picenti doesn't want to do a deal. He wants this to be lingering, so his buddy, a fellow Republican, has another angle to get in. So whether he gets a deal done or he doesn't get a deal done, someone's going to say it's politically motivated.
Can you imagine if Maciel is like, well, I'm up for re-election. We can't do the budget. We can't get a deal done because if I do, they're going to say the deal got done because there's an election and his opponent was right.
Everybody looks with an angle.
If he gets it done, well, they did it because Pearl and he's got an opponent. I mean, there's no winning in it, which I just, I'm letting everybody do the talking on this. I do represent Sheriff Maciel on my
I didn't realize
other
that,
job.
actually.
I do. So I've kind of stayed out of the whole thing, and as I've told Jared Pearl, he'll always get a fair shot here, and he does and has. And let Luis and the sheriff and the county executive and Jared all talk about this, and you take it for what it's worth. You, on the other hand, are piping in on your own today, and, I'm not arguing with you.
And again, my point wasn't that it was motivated or not motivated. It was just that it doesn't surprise me that a candidate for office pulls at things and says, well, this was done because of this.
This day and age,
this is motivated by this.
This day and age, is there anything that would surprise you in politics?
Not really.
And you hope that some of the stuff, political stuff that happens nationally, we don't have to deal with, that we wouldn't deal with. It's different here. And I do think it is different. I think that, the more local you get, the less Republican versus Democrat really means. People actually have to get stuff done if you're a local politician, and you have to, right? Otherwise, we would not move anywhere. Whereas nationally, it just seems like we're stuck in this situation where the left doesn't want to get anything done because the right will get credit for it,
right,
and vice versa.
We saw that with Trump and the border thing,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and then yesterday they cut a deal. They finally cut a deal to move forward. This was the original deal that was rejected by Mike Johnson back a month and a half ago. So how many people have not been collecting paychecks? I realize TSA now is getting paychecks, but that deadline was coming to the end.
Now, you said it wouldn't surprise me. Here's what would surprise me. I have 20 years of radio experience, and that's what's really setting this up here. What would surprise me is if I hit my exacta tomorrow. So, without further ado, are we going to Scott and
No, he's not on yet.
Oh, he's not on yet.
Yeah.
Well, further ado is one of the horses. See, I had a great segue there.
Without further ado, all right, we'll pick those horses coming up in a second. I just did want to go through a few stories that are lingering out there. Mike Tirico. I can't imagine he's going to be in any trouble over this, but the other night at the Knicks game, Tirico was talking with Reggie Miller about how many celebrities were sitting next to them at courtside, and he accidentally called A-lister. Tina Fey is an A-lister.
Mm-hmm.
She's a big deal. He accidentally called her by the wrong name.
Oh, no.
I want to hear the audio. Here it is.
By the way, Reg, sometimes you say celebrity row at a game and it's one or two people.
Wow.
This is an entire celebrity row.
Yeah.
Chalamet, Tina Fox, Tracy
Look at
Morgan.
this.
He called her Tina Fox. Is that a subconscious Tina Fox?
Well, Tina is a bit of a fox, if I do say so myself.
Today is May Day. First day of May is May Day. You know that the few things are coming up. Isn't there? There are a few things like, of
May
course,
the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
My son is pumped
that's
about
a
this.
biggie. And for Star Wars fans, and then of course you have Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, right.
Will be coming up next week as well.
I almost forgot about that one.
Where a good margarita and chips and salsa and all that are out there, and take advantage of it. A man in Colorado was arrested for trespassing and taken to jail. Several hours later, he was booked and released. Richard Tashaki Johnson stole a fire engine that was parked outside the jail, kind of similar to stealing a military truck. He led the authorities on a brief chase before the truck was stopped. The man was hit with multiple charges, including felony motor vehicle theft, resisting arrest, etc., etc. Here's audio.
I thought it was an old school bus that, maybe was like for a movie set or something like that. 30 police vehicles that followed afterwards, along with 2 SWAT vehicles.
That's kind of a weird situation, an inmate stealing a fire truck. I saw it laid over on the driver's side.
Today is also National No Pants Day. And
okay.
Well, I've celebrated. I'm wearing shorts. And a grandmother on TikTok is going viral for her hot take that is a grandparent's responsibility to butt in. A grandparent's responsibility to butt in and help with parenting duties. She says this is not the time for grandparents to prioritize their time. She's saying they need to get involved. Here she is pleading her case.
I think it's always the grandparents' responsibility. I think it's the grandparents' responsibility to always reach out, to be the ones saying, well, can we help with this? Can we come and visit? Can we take them there? And I don't think kids should be the ones, your children shouldn't be the ones that need to sort of facilitate that relationship. It's up to the grandparents to do that. If grandparents are coming back with things like, well, it's our time now, it's your time to be with your grandchildren and to help in every way you can.
Okay. I'm not sure why we're arguing or even debating over this. Everybody's different, right? There are some people that don't even want to be called grandma. I know a few who don't want that. They feel that name ages them and they don't want to be called that. So they come up with weird names like, I don't know. You think of one. Passenger, this I saw, and I kind of feel like maybe we should have some sympathy, but you can't allow it. So therefore, the guy has to be arrested, but we should have some sympathy. A passenger on a Delta flight in Atlanta heading to Chicago tried to open the plane's door after getting angry about the delay in the departure. You see the video on this? He was going crazy. And here's some of the recording taken from inside the plane along with air traffic control.
Get me to the gate. I want off.
We have a situation with a passenger. It's not going to be pretty.
Off the plane.
If you don't get me to the gate right now, I'm going to open this door myself. Now, the thing was sitting there and had been sitting there for over 90 minutes out on the tarmac. And, it's hot sometimes. People are, and there's a claustrophobia, like yes. I feel like there's a mental breakdown going on. Do you still arrest the guy? Yeah, you got to arrest him. He opened the door. I mean,
he did.
He opened the door.
Oh,
yeah.
I appreciate the pilot's honesty there for going. This is not going to be.
This is not
pretty.
going to end well. Nope, not good.
And can I also say, typically when we have these stories, it's the passenger who a flight attendant has said, "Okay, we need to remove him or her. You have to get off," and they say, "I'm not going. I paid for my ticket." This guy's saying, "Get me off.
Get me off.
I don't care if I paid for my ticket."
I think there should be a change. Like I was picking up somebody from the airport just last week, and out in Syracuse, and they landed. So it's an 11 a.m. land. And he said, "Landed. I'll be out in like 15 minutes." Now it's 11:15, and he said, "Well, there's something wrong with the stair, whatever they call that thing, at the gate. So we're waiting." Now it's 11:30. Still waiting. Now it's afternoon. And I think it was like 12:20. They finally were able to get them off the plane because there was something wrong with that, where you kind of walk in down the ramp, and they had to find them another gate, and there was no other gate. So people on that plane were kind of, but not like this. And I think it comes to the point where, if you got to bring some Valium or something or whatever might make you, I think you should be careful of like marijuana gummies because paranoia can kick in.
Yeah.
But, maybe something to calm you down might not be a bad idea because it will not end well if you cause a ruckus.
Didn't after 9/11 every flight had to have like a U.S. Marshal on it or something to that effect?
For a while, I think they were hiding them on. They were, they might be there, they might not be there, and oftentimes they were.
So maybe we need a doctor to prescribe, get patient 42 some Xanax right now.
We need peanuts in aisle 2 over here and some Valium on for this guy. Scott in Kirkville on the line right now. Scott, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, I caused a commotion one time. I saw my friend Jack on the plane, so I said, "Hi, Jack," and all of a sudden, all the people came rushing. So.
Oh, hi, Jack.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hi,
Very
Jack.
good.
Well, I got to tell you, we were heading off to, of all places, Venezuela, when I was in college. And we're at the airport, and I said, I hope there's not going to be a bomb on this plane. And even back then, this would have been like 84 or 85. Even then, she said, hey, you do that one more time, and you're not flying on this plane. So, but after 9/11, that comment would get you kicked right off the plane.
Yeah, and probably arrested.
Probably, yeah.
Exactly. So if you know somebody named Jack, just don't say hi to him.
Don't say hi.
So,
Good day, Jack. How are you?
Hi, Jack.
Greetings, my friend Jack.
That's exactly right. You got to go greetings.
And be careful how you say when Jack gets off the plane. Be careful with that, too. You can be insulting people as well. So, okay. Sorry. Scott, good morning. It's Kentucky Derby time.
Yes. May the horses be with you. I'm talking to you from my plush mobile studio right now, and we just got finished the green room. Still, looking for Daylight Donuts to do deliveries up here for the green room, but we got the juice bar already in. And
Can I ask you why are you in your car? Is there someone sleeping in your house?
Well, it's actually more quieter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's soundproof and stuff.
It sounds like you're in like some sort of a recording booth. So that's good.
Yeah, it's by the way, the Colonial Laundromat Watch and Wear Comedy Tour is ready to kick off. Trumansburg is going to be our first stop, and last time we played there, it was standing room only. Of course, it was around the folding tables, but it worked out pretty good.
But if only I had. Well, there it is. Listen, I was in Syracuse. We were driving. I forgot where we were going, but we were driving through the city, and I have never seen so many Colonial laundromats. I mean, we have a few here. But what is going on in Syracuse? It's like everywhere you turn, and they tend to be in lower income areas because a lot of the apartments don't have laundry, so you have to go to a laundromat. But there are a lot of laundromats in Syracuse.
Yeah, there is. I'd be surprised when Micron opens up that they're going to open up and going toward that area.
Yeah,
I laugh at now the residents around where Micron's being built is now complaining, which I laugh because 6 years ago I would have complained. But they just passed a law that you can make noise 24 hours a day, like demolition. It used to be up to a certain time, but now they waived the residents' law that you can dynamite if you want at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, okay.
So
can you also play music at 2 a.m. in the morning at your house?
Exactly. Well, remember during the pandemic, you could actually shoot off fireworks at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I
don't remember that. But yeah.
And rumors had it when Andy was doing karaoke, the choices were dogs barking, fireworks, or Andy singing karaoke at 3 a.m. And they rather hear dogs barking.
Are you talking about Ari Andrew?
Andrew, yes.
Yes, he's no longer with us. I mean, he's still alive.
He's still alive.
He's still alive.
He's still alive, isn't he?
Yes.
He's thriving, I believe.
Yes, he's thriving in real estate.
One of the was at real estate at 4 a.m. in the morning. I think on KTV. Andrew had like a little bit on it, so that was
okay.
That was the last time I seen him. I don't know how long ago that was, but
could be.
Well, let's hope the picks are better than these jokes. That's it. Fingers crossed here.
come on.
That's what I'm hoping.
I'll tell you something.
Trying to use that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess I'm going to do my weather.
Sorry.
But anyway, this is about as wide open as Derby as you can get.
There
there's
are
no super horse.
Yeah, I don't see. There are no names that I really overly recognize in this lineup.
Well, if somebody wants to call in, it's maybe better to give out information on horses because I wouldn't talk anybody off any horse. Last year, it was so easy. I mean, there was journalism and sovereignty that with their heads and shoulders better than anybody else. And the funny thing is, the horse that finished third by Asa wasn't even in the Derby. He didn't qualify until somebody scratched out of the 20 horses. And I told everybody he's the third best horse that's not even in there. And then when he scratched out, and you probably, you probably could have just boxed it for $3 and won with it last year. This year, it's so wide open because there isn't. And the thing is, the horses that you like, it got some bad luck. I mean, the horse I've been following the whole year is Renegade.
Yeah,
and he wins. He wins visually impressive in the Sam Davis and the Arkansas Derby. So guess what post position he draws? The one hole.
Yeah.
And nobody in 40 years has won out of the one hole.
I did not know
like
that.
the horse, I mean, the horse can he overcome it, but he's not a super horse.
Yeah.
So who knows? There's another horse, Emerging Market, at the 15 that won the Louisiana Derby. He's only run twice. He goes from maiden win into a big stakes race, wins that, but not since 1853 that a horse that only ran twice has won the Derby.
Yeah.
But yet, visually, again, he looks real good, and he's 15 to 1 more line. So there's two horses there that you like, but there's history against them.
Yeah. Is there anybody you like? Any horse you like?
He likes Renegade, but
Renegade.
Bad spot.
Renegade. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He won the Arkansas Derby, and he was dead last. And I'm just wondering, well, just like last year, Billy Mott and Sovereignty kind of told you he wasn't going to Florida Derby. They just wanted some exercise, and he saw what he did in the Derby. But this horse took off and ran the last subpar in less than 12 seconds. I mean, visually, he was on the outside, and he won the Sam Davis the same way. And he has that style. He doesn't need the lead. He's not going to be too far back. I mean, outside of that 100 to 1 shot horse, nobody really closes to wins the Derby.
Yeah.
Even though it's a mile and a quarter. You got to be within about 6-7 lengths at the top of the stretch. Bafford, everybody wants to talk about Bafford horses, okay?
Okay.
He's got a horse here, the 14 Pointer, paid $2.8 million for the horse. So you figure, okay, he really hasn't really done a lot. He was second in the Santa Anita Derby, but yet he had one of the better workouts at the track. Maybe too fast, but yet that he looked like visually he wasn't going that fast. So maybe he'll save it for this one. But once again, he all these horses are now lightly raced.
Yeah,
it's incredible. It used to be you run 3-4 times as a 2-year-old, maybe 3-4 times as a 3-year-old leading up. Now you got horses. You got a Japanese horse, which is 50 to 1 morning line, number 7, Damon Bourbon. Visually, again, over in Japan, he actually ran a race 1 mile and 3/16, which is long for these horses. Most of them that maybe only run 1 mile and 8. Yeah. Visually, again, open lengths winner. He's actually bred in Kentucky. That's why his name is Bourbon. And so this horse here is actually, even though he's from Japan, you can almost count him as an American horse. If you like Willie a bomb, right there is 50 to 1 morning line. Further Ado was super impressive winning the Bluegrass Stakes, the number 18 horse. Once again, he just ran a hole in the wall. Does he bounce? It wasn't like he's running those stats right there. The horse that you probably are consistent that is not, no one's talking about as much as the number 6 horse, Commandment. He's done everything. He's won. He won the Fountain of Youth. He won the Florida Derby, but no one's really talking about him too much. In fact, they're talking more about the horse that finished second, number 9 Puma, which won the Tampa Derby and finished second in the Florida Derby.
All
and
right.
then you got Billy Matt's horse, the 12 Chief Wallaby, which finished third in the Florida Derby. But visually, these horses grow.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
amazing. I saw him in the Florida Derby, and I saw him working out. And I didn't realize that was the same horse. That horse was actually had a weight and bigger. But I'm telling you right now, if you like a horse, So Happy is the sentiment. Remember last year, Toby Keith had a horse in the race, and I told everybody that even the trainer didn't want him to run, but the family, because of, Toby Keith. So they ran him. Well, So Happy can actually win this thing. The trainer's first Derby. His wife just passed away, and you got Mike Smith on the horse. He's 60 years old. I think people in the horse racing knows Mike Smith, but his knees are about 10 years old, I think. But that horse there won the San Diego Derby and actually beat Baffert's horse, which so that's number
You
8.
like that? So Happy, eight horse. Let me bring in Kathy, who has she's a huge Kentucky Derby fan. And Kathy, good morning. What do you think? What are you thinking
Good morning.
here? Good morning.
Well, I think overall the field's certainly not exciting like it is in past years. I have 2 picks for possibly winning, and I have a third for a long shot. I have So Happy, Emerging Market, and for a long shot to win, Whiteface.
Whiteface. Okay. What do you think of Whiteface?
What number is that, Kathy?
Are you thinking Great White? Great White.
Yeah, you talking about Great White?
Yeah.
He's got a white down. He's a dapple gray, and he has white down his face.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be kind of hard to tell a teller that you're betting a horse with a white face. I'm out there.
That's Great White. Great White is the number 21 horse. It's 10 to 1.
Well,
it's 50 to 1.
Yeah. Well, here it is right here. He got in because of the scratch. The long shot I was going to got scratched, the 20 Freeport, but he got scratched, and now Great White's in. That is the biggest horse I've ever seen in my life. If you saw the movie Seabiscuit, when they had War Admiral, they're talking about the size. The jockey walks underneath the horse. I mean, that's how big this horse is.
Wow.
And the trainer's been talking about this horse. If I get in, and I kept thinking about, like last year, about Baeza, the same thing. If I get into the race, and so we'll see. But this horse is going to be on the outside.
Okay.
The 13-horse scratch, too, by the way. If you're looking at Silent Tactic.
Yeah, Silent Tactic and Full Effort are both out.
Full Effort
I think it's going to be a miracle if we have a Triple Crown winner. This year,
you may be right.
aren't
I think you're right.
So
the greatest.
So Kathy, it's Great White is the horse. Great White, 50 to 1.
Well, he is a beauty.
Yeah.
He'll certainly stand out when he's running.
No doubt. All right, Kathy, good luck. I hope you make some money.
I hope so. Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
I knew that Michigan State Kathy would probably call in, so I was doing some handicap on the ladies' water polo team.
Okay.
Of Michigan State.
Right.
They look pretty good.
Manaski.
I just wanted to mention here again. I appreciate your knowledge there, but I pick these by name. So I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you how I came up with. I have a 5-horse exacta box. Okay.
There you go.
All right, ready? Emerging Market in the news this morning that I read. Utica University bringing women's flag football because it's been identified as an emerging sport.
I like that.
I'm going Emerging Market. In the news this morning, President Trump pulling the tariff on products in honor
Scotch.
Yes, and it says here, he says it will strengthen the relationship between Scottish and Kentucky bourbon distillers.
All right.
So we have bourbon there. And last weekend I watched a movie with my son called Wonder, so I'm going Wonder Dean. I used Further Ado in my segue to welcome Scott, even though he wasn't there.
Yep.
And I'm adding Litmus Test because I think I have them here at 6 to 1, so I do want a horse with decent odds.
So if you box that, what does that mean?
So it means I have all 5 horses. Some combination of the 5 have to finish 1-2. Okay?
Okay.
They just have to, of the 5 horses, 2 of them have to come 1 and 2.
And how much would you?
It depends on their odds, but it would only cost me for $1 exacta box. It would cost me $20. A $2 exacta box would be $40.
And you could win a lot of money then.
Yes, especially if they're high odds horses that end up pulling out the 1-2.
All right, I like that. A 5. What do you call it again?
I have a 5 horse exacta box.
Okay.
You can do you can exacta box the whole field if you want to. It'll probably cost you $200 for a $1 bet. I don't know if it'd be worth it for you.
Yeah, probably not.
Like a $5 exacta box on 5 horses is $100. So it's a number of combinations.
So if you're one of those horses comes in first and second. If the 2 of those in your 5, and then maybe a third horse, it's third, you'd win even more. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter because I only bet the spots 1-2.
All right,
that's a trifecta bet.
What do you think of that, Scott?
Well, I said this year I wouldn't talk anybody off any horse.
All right.
There's 20 horses. It's basically like I said, there isn't a super horse. Last year, like I said, you could handicap them and only just play the dollar and spend so much you want. We took those 3 horses. This year, it's going to be trips and a lot of luck because the horses that I kind of threw out because I thought they're going to be on the lead and cook each other was the litmus test. Let me see here. The 3 and the 4 because they're going to be there. And whatever this 21 does because he wants to be near the lead. And this horse wants to break from the outside. He might take all the horses down. But, yeah, that would work. I mean,
all right, let's see what happens.
21's Great White, who Michigan State Kathy was just promoting.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Yeah, that horse is visually, when you see him on the track, I mean, that horse, and usually those horses don't do that well because they're too big to run inside. But this horse is starting on the outside, so he doesn't really have to worry about traffic. But, man, I never seen a horse that big before. And physically, sometimes in a 20-horse field, there's a lot of bumping going on. And nobody's going to, he might knock off half the jockeys. And
he's going to be like Shaq.
Sort of yeah, but it was sort of like that NASCAR race last week with 25 cars got whacked. I thought I was watching the scene from Days of Thunder.
So I'm not
NASCAR Dave there.
Well, there you go. I'm not sure where I'm going to go, but I'll make this commandment, and this may be a litmus test for the rest of you. But I feel I have the right to party with bourbon, and we'll see where I go. I'm not sure.
Well, the funny part about right to party, the writer Christopher Elliott actually wrote a Finger Lakes Tuesday. Think about it.
Okay.
You go from Finger Lakes Racetrack in Canandaigua into the Kentucky Derby.
Wow.
The horse finished second in the Wood.
So we'll talk more about this, but at Aqueduct, we have a local horse here with the local owners, and it's called the Dinghy Bar, and it's been running. That's from. They're all owners from here, and we were at a party just recently when it ran the last time at the Dinghy Bar. It's a real bar. And the place was packed. It was quite an event. And, oh, by the way, it was 72 and sunny. It was a nice day. Not used to that around here. All right, Scott, thanks, man. Good luck.
But like I said, if you see the Colonial Laundromat Western Comedy Tour, you see the big sudsy, that's me. That's my stuff. And we do a lot of educational. We try to teach bleach. This is your friend. And too much starch in the shorts might be the new Viagra. We're not sure about that.
All right. Time to say goodbye. All right, Scott.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, guys.
All right.
Thanks,
All right. Have fun.
He went out with a bang.
Coming up, we'll wrap it up here in studio with Heather Evans, Executive Director of the American Heart Association. Hold tight.
Attention vendors, crafters, and collectors. Looking for the perfect place to sell your goods and reach thousands of eager shoppers? It's the world's largest yard sale, happening again this year at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds, June 20th. It's the ultimate selling opportunity. No more setting up signs, hoping for traffic, or dealing with no-shows. At the world's largest yard sale, thousands of shoppers come ready to buy. Whether you sell antiques, collectibles, handmade crafts, vintage clothing, or secondhand treasures, this is the place to be. But hurry, booth spaces are filling up fast. Secure yours today and get ready to turn your inventory into instant cash. It's the world's largest yard sale at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds, June 20th. Sell more, earn more. Reserve your spot now. For vendor info and booth reservations, visit the events page on this station's website. Don't wait. This event is too big to miss.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Shh, here he comes. Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. It's so loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Hey, right now, Steve Pani Mazda is winding down their New Year, New Mazda sales event. They have a bunch of new 2025 Mazda CX-5s in stock for you to choose from right now as we speak. Pretty good, right? Great deals. Take advantage of 1.9% APR financing. And that's new 2025 Mazda CX-5s with 0.9% on the turbo models. See Rick or anybody at the dealership for details. And as they say, as Rick says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda. Where it's always easy to do business, Steve Pani Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Hi, Billy Mays here with the brand new Keeler Kill Switch. When that morning show starts yapping about something you can't stand, don't reach for the dial. Just press this big red button and BAM!
This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning. It's looks nice out, kind of. A little on the chilly side.
That sun helps, though.
It does. All right, in studio right now is Heather Evans, the executive director of the American Heart Association. And Heather, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. I see you have your sunglasses. You're ready for the
I do.
sunshine.
I'm ready.
It was optimistic.
I got to tell you, I traveled somewhat east to get here.
Oh, okay. Got to be ready.
And it like 6 o'clock in the morning, the sun is like right in my eyes.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
What's your commute? 8 minutes?
It is, yeah.
I travel east.
He makes a significant sojourn.
Every morning I see a neighbor. They're usually walking the neighborhood. I'm like, which way to the radio station? East.
It's good that you can navigate by the sun, then.
It is. It's important.
Thank goodness to find
I
your
looked
way.
at the sun and I'm going. All right, we have coming up just a few weeks away, less than 2 weeks away, is Go Red for Women.
Go Red for Women. That's right. It's a movement that's over 20 years old, and it is an important movement that shines a spotlight on women's heart health. So that is coming up. We work on women's heart health all year long, nationally, internationally, regionally, locally, but this is our celebration, really.
Women, we see heart attack, and you automatically think, Elizabeth, I'm coming. That sort of thing. A lot of pain. Heart attacks can happen, especially in women, much differently.
Absolutely. And symptoms present for a variety of cardiovascular issues somewhat differently for women. I just spoke with a survivor yesterday, actually, who had symptoms of tingling in her face and like a burning sensation, and she thought it was allergies. Despite having a history, despite having a mother who died from sudden cardiac arrest and a genetic disorder that she knew, she still, like we often do, say, it can't be that. It can't be more serious. Yeah. She went and got some Zyrtec. The next day it didn't resolve. Long story short, she ended up in the hospital for a week.
Wow. And, there's another story I heard where a person, without mentioning names, obviously, just this week actually had a heart attack some sort of a heart attack.
Sure.
But this person had decided that she was going to run to the store.
Oh,
so think about it. Had she not gone to the store, she wouldn't have been in the car accident that she was in the city.
Oh, wow.
And if the heart attack happened at home all alone, no one would have found her.
No one would have been there. So
and the fact
fortuitous.
It's almost it's bad that there was a car accident, but without that, this person would not have survived.
She was lucky she was in an area where someone could find her.
That's the key.
And get a quick response. So much of survivability is about the quickness of the response. And we talk about this generally in the broader sense of the population beyond just women, but that need for quick emergency responses vis-a-vis citizen responders. So people who are ready to do hands-only CPR, whether you're a man or a woman rather.
Yeah.
And we know that women are less likely to receive bystander CPR and intervention. We're shy, right?
Yeah,
People are
yeah.
hesitant to take a woman's shirt off or expose their chest and really get into it. But it's those life-saving measures that are so important that you really have to throw all caution to the wind when it comes to modesty.
Manaski.
I'll just mention some of these numbers here. We often talk about goals and projections and goals to defeat heart disease, but by the year 2050, it's projected nearly 32%, 1/3 essentially, of girls aged 2 to 19 might have obesity. By that same year, 6 in 10 U.S. women are projected to have some form of heart disease. These are very alarming numbers.
They are alarming, and that obesity piece may not immediately be apparent as to why it's related, but we know that the cardiac system, the kidney or the renal system, and the metabolic systems, which would be the obesity piece, are all very closely intertwined.
Yeah.
So at the Heart Association, we're really encouraging women to know all their numbers, not just their cholesterol, not just their high blood pressure, but also know what that BMI means and know how that plays into your overall health risk.
And talking about stress, because that actually stresses the body, it says pay attention to your mental health as well as your physical health.
So we try to really model that as an organization. I personally try to model that throughout the Mohawk Valley. For me, what I find de-stressing is a nice walk. For others, it could be sitting and petting your cat or your dog and really just enjoying that. Whatever works for you to kind of alleviate that stress, we know it has an impact, and I don't think we've fully quantified just how significant that impact is at those higher cortisol levels.
The website to register to go to the luncheon, which is May 13th, 10 a.m. till 2 at the Nexus Center.
Yes, sir.
Is heart.org/MV Goes Red.
We are very excited to be at the Nexus Center. It's much bigger than our previous venues, and
You'll have about 500 people, right?
Yeah, we're already close to 400, so
Okay.
it's really huge. We had to turn people away last year, so that was the reason behind the change. The Nexus Center has been really great to work with, and we have Stacy Thompson as our executive chair this year from Bassett Healthcare, a really dynamic leader who I think is also drawing a lot of people in. We have some great survivor stories, and it's going to be a great day.
Will you wear a red hat tomorrow somewhere?
I will not wear a red hat tomorrow.
Okay.
I do have a fabulous derby hat, and I will be attending a derby party. It's a big, they call it a church hat, like it's a giant hat. I love a hat. I get teased a lot by my coworkers because I'm consistently wearing hats.
Yeah, my wife is the same way. There's this one hat that she bought in New York City that is very unique, and she has lost it at least 10 times.
Oh, my gosh.
But somehow, she always finds it and still has the hat. It's crazy.
That's funny. Well,
Yeah.
I was listening. You guys had a conversation, so I was thinking I better handicap my horses pretty quick here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
I do not. Yeah, I started looking this morning. It's more about the outfit for me.
It is. Yeah.
You know, and so I'm torn. I do have a really great hat that has a red ribbon that was custom made, but
nice.
We'll see what happens.
And then of course there's the mint julep is the big drink.
The mint julep is a
all of that
classic.
stuff,
Yep.
so.
Bourbon and cookies and pecans and all the good stuff.
So a lot of good parties happening.
In moderation.
She's interested in the hats and the outfit. You're interested in the drink of the day, and I'm interested in the names. There's
That's
something
right.
for
There you go.
everybody.
Well, the best bet is to choose the horse by the name,
Maybe
right?
we should all go in together on this. I'm just saying. Okay, great stuff. Again, that's
Guys, thank
May
you.
13th. Go to the website to register.
Yes, thank you very
All right.
much.
Thank you.
Well, maybe it'll get a little warmer than it's supposed to tomorrow. Low 50s, something like that. We'll
Fingers
see.
crossed.
News is next. Enjoy the weekend.
From the WB Tain Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
A new proposal from Iran. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Iran state media reports a new proposal for negotiations with the U.S. has been delivered to mediators in Pakistan. President Trump rejected the last offer for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz to oil shipping traffic, but postponed nuclear talks. Oil company Chevron CEO Mike Wirth tells Fox Business tighter oil inventories driving prices up.
We've got a situation where there's a bit of a stalemate, and the movements through the region are essentially stopped. I think the security risks remain high. There are certainly reports that the strait has been